Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Studio Experience. I'm one half of the studio, Nick. My counterpart, Zach. Zach, should we just get right into the Thursday night shittery that we just watched?
Yeah, that was it was shit, and then it was like kind of interesting, and then it
hmm
was like, okay, never mind. It's still Derek Carr.
Yeah, so it was shit, and then we got excited. We're like, oh wait, Michael Thomas makes a big touchdown. Defense is lights out. Like, okay, good. And then it just shit the bed
And
again.
then it's like, all right, Derek Carr, let's just throw a jump ball on fourth down. That'll be fun. That'll
Yeah,
definitely get the blood pumping.
I don't really understand his fade pattern this game. Like when he needed to throw it high, he threw it at a line at someone's chest, and then when he needed to throw it back shoulder, he threw it high. So I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, there wasn't much thought. I mean, they're not good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. I mean, it really shouldn't have been much of a game. Like the Jags spotted him so many different, like fumble here, and then run into the punter, like muffed punt here. Like they gave him
Yeah.
so many chances, and the Saints still just couldn't capitalize. They just did not deserve to even be in that game, honestly.
No, I agree. I mean, I kind of gave a little bit of like a grace period, I guess, to Derek Carr because I know that their offensive line was as makeshift as it gets. Like I think they had some guy playing tackle who's never played tackle like in either college or NFL. Like he's just never done it.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay, I get it. But yeah, I mean,
not good.
I understand the whole idea, like, take the check down if they're going to give it to you, but eventually the only way you get the defense to like one give you space for the check down is like you have to open up a little bit. Like you have to throw the intermediate route. And I just couldn't understand why like they'd have 10 to 12 yard cushion on Michael Thomas and then we're not running a hitch route at 10 or like just a little turn like just get him 10 yards and then they'll back off more like
Yeah,
I
they're
don't know.
just like there's some teams that are bad and they're like fun to watch. This is a team that's just like not good, and I don't have a good time.
Mhm.
I don't even enjoy like watching them play. Like I'm trying to think of a team that's like not that good, but it's kind of fun. I guess you could call the Chargers that right now, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like, I would say the Rams are better than the Saints, but like kind of the Rams,
Mhm.
that type of mid-tier vibe where it's like,
It's fun to watch
all
at
right,
least.
it's like at least I'm getting something out of it. I'm getting some enjoyment. But like watching the Saints or watching the Steelers or like the Raiders, like those three are like the three of death for me right now that are like all 3-3, but just like I feel like they're just 1-5.
No, and that makes total sense. Like you got those teams going. Man, so you got that I got the Thursday night game going on my phone and I put the baseball playoffs for the American League. I had that game going on, man, and then
Mm-hmm.
that game was just a blowout. So I had to
Yeah.
grab myself a nice little palate cleanser, just to kind of just
Yeah,
to
there
feel
wasn't
something.
wasn't much. Hasn't been much. At least the last. I watched the end of the Phillies game
Yeah.
earlier. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Um, Diamondbacks maybe trying to make it a series, but like Phillies will never lose a game at home, probably ever again. So
Yeah.
it'll
It's a
probably end
lot.
up being GG's at least. They'll at minimum win in 7, but they'll probably win this next game and then go home and win in 5.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's been just a slow Thursday night. I don't know. Were there some NCAA games
Oh, there
yes
was. There was James Madison and
yeah,
Marshall.
how James Madison
Um
won't beat Marshall and JT Daniels masterclass against Tulsa.
oh, I didn't see that.
Rice beats Tulsa. So I mean, if you
Who gives a
care, if
shit
you
is what
care,
you're
yeah,
saying.
if you care much about that, then there you have it. A real thrilling Thursday night of action.
I saw a notification on my phone that said there was a barn burner, and it was James Madison 3, Marshall 2 at the half.
Mhm.
Or no, in the
Yeah.
third quarter actually. So I think
Yeah.
I was hesitant to turn that game on, but then
Yeah.
I started watching it, and a little bit of offense started
Mhm.
going. And I just couldn't tell when I turned it on if it was just bad offense or good defense. But either way, like 3-2
3
can't.
to 2. We can't have that.
We can't have that.
Can't have that on a Thursday night. Thursday night
No.
showdown. And honestly, I want to get this off my chest too. We're just going back to Hall of Fame. He's done, man. Get him out. Okay. When Christian Kirk scored, crazy long run, like end of the game, like there's like 2 minutes left or whatever. clearly scores a touchdown, as
Yeah.
clear as day. And he's like, "Oh, I think they're marking him down at the 1," and they're just not. Everyone's celebrating on the field, and then, like, 10 seconds later, he's like, "Oh, it looks like they're calling it a touchdown."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Dude, everyone knew it was a touchdown besides you," and it just, like, killed all the hype. Like, that's the game-winning touchdown, sweet
Yeah.
catch and run, and I just get nothing. I get melatonin out of it. Just
Yeah.
shit.
I agree with you. I'm watching that, like I said, on my phone, and I'm wondering if he can see like a flag that I can't. So
I
he's saying, "I
know.
think he's down at the 1." I'm like, "I didn't see him running out of
I'm like, it
bounds.
didn't
Anybody?"
look
Like,
like he
he
was
took the
down. Like,
goalpost.
the Saints guy dove to try and tackle him and fell out of bounds at the 1. Did he think that that was Kirk somehow, like Christian Kirk? I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
it's
mean,
bad, and then Herb Street's probably just sitting there, like, as he's talking, like, "Well, I can't, like, jump in." Like, he's just sitting there just looking at him like, "Dude, are you okay?" Like,
see, but Kirk, I thought about that, but Kirk has never been the guy that gets really hyped even during college games. Like,
no.
you need Gus in there with Kirk because Gus will bring that juice. Like, he
Yeah.
will make
Yeah,
it a
Al
great
Michaels
call.
just gives 0 juice anymore. He's past it, which is okay,
Hmm.
but, like,
Yeah.
he's okay if you, like, if he's one of the games on, like, Red Zone, like, one of the Fox games or one of the obviously, you can't do that to him because he's such a big name,
Yeah.
but, like, when you're forced to listen to him on a prime time, like, I can't do it. This is, 2 years now, or he's on his 2nd year, like, he's gotta
Yeah.
go after this year. I can't do it again.
I mean, I agree with you. I think the pairing on paper, the pairing on paper, it looks like they're just trying to groom Kirk to take that
Yeah,
spot,
it's
but
like the names look good. It's like, "Whoa,
yeah.
Al Michaels and Kirk," and then you listen to them together, you're like, "This just does not work at all."
Yeah, they're both just low energy. Like they give
Yeah.
you good insight, like Kirk will, but there's no like emotion and passion in the
Yeah.
call. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, like I said, I didn't think he scored a touchdown because of the way Al Michaels was talking. I was like, okay,
I know.
maybe like he, his
I
shoelace
know.
went out of bounds or
I was
something,
so
or the ref called
confused.
him out. And
It
then
was
I
like
gotta
a
tell you,
it was hype, yeah.
bro,
Go
every
ahead.
time I see a game with Land Clark as the ref, I know I'm gonna get some fugaze pass interference
Oh,
and
yeah.
just
His
he just
crew
ruins my day.
is
He takes my
always
dopamine and just
he's always cooking the books.
yeah.
That's all I'll say about that. We've seen him since we were younger watching Pac-12 games. We've watched this guy grow into
Yeah.
an NFL referee, and
Still a shitter.
still
Never
sucks.
changed.
Still
Never
sucks.
changed. Man. So, you know what? The good news is I think next week is supposed to be a better Thursday night game. I think we have the Buccaneers and the
Do we?
Chiefs, I think it
Let's
is.
see. Buccaneers, Bills.
Buccaneers Bills.
Okay.
Okay. It's a
From
little
Orchard
better.
Park. Should be, yeah, it's not horrible.
I mean, there's no way Al Michaels can screw that one in the call,
Like, at
right? Like,
least this one ended up having scoring,
mm-hmm.
so that was nice. Like, I'm gonna go let me read the scores from every Thursday night game.
Oh, you're gonna put me
I
in the
won't count week
oof.
1 because that was, like, primetime first game of the year, Lions
Hmm.
Chiefs. Week 2 was good. Granted, it was Eagles, so Eagles will show up and give you some points, so 34-28.
Yeah.
Week 3, it was just Niners scored 30, but it was Giants who literally can't score. A horrible game.
Yeah.
This one was good. Lions Packers 34-20. I'll give them that. Actually, there's been a lot of scoring. The games have just been horrible. Like
Yeah.
this was actually I forgot this game even happened. The Bears Commanders game when DJ Moore went for like
Oh.
8,000 yards.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good game, but like there was a lot going on. But then you get like a classic last week 9-8. Broncos literally scored 0 points until the fourth quarter. Just
Yeah.
not a lot of like the games are never close and fun.
Yeah. 100%.
Like at least this week it got
Got
close.
interesting. And
So
I mean,
there was that.
and honestly, if Foster just squeezes that one, I mean, we're a
I
extra point
know. We're
away
going to
from
OT.
going to OT.
Got some
Honestly, though,
free Thursday night football.
I feel like if the Saints would have scored there, I think they're going for two. I think they're saying, let's just end this.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think you run the same play with Kamara off that little out route switch, and he'll still be wide open.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just how Michael's putting me to sleep. Derek Carr, I don't know what the hell he's doing half the time. I see when it's a three-step drop and a hitch and the ball's out, it looks great. And then he does this improvising stuff like he's Patrick Mahomes, but he's not. It's just it's tough to watch.
It's a tough watch, and I don't like a lot of people are saying put Jameson. I don't know if he's much better.
He'll throw it deep, but he's gonna throw it to like 3 safeties.
He'll throw 2 touchdowns, 3 picks.
Yeah.
So if you want that, then sure, you can have fun.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Well, we buried this one enough. I think it's time to
Yeah.
get into our picks for the week. I'm looking forward to football this week. I think I always am, but
Yeah.
especially this weekend. We got some great games. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
where do you want to start? You want to start with the ACC on the right side, or do you want to start with the horseshoe side on the left here with the Big Ten?
Let's start with the big game of the weekend. Might as
Okay,
well. Let's
perfect.
start Penn State, Ohio State.
I mean,
Um,
you looks like you're rolling with the Buckeyes.
I really, really wanted to pick Penn State,
Okay.
and I will be actively rooting for Penn State. And
Okay.
I think Penn State is good. Like we've been high on Penn State
Yeah.
all year. But Ohio State they just beat Penn State when
Okay.
it matters, you know? Like
I know what you're saying.
if these two teams would have been on the field last year when it was at Penn State, I would pick Penn State with confidence. The only thing that scares me it's at Ohio State,
Okay.
and Penn State typically struggles there. If this was at home and it was a whiteout and they had the whole thing going, I'd be down because I actually think these teams are more equivalent than last year's teams,
Mm-hmm.
and Penn
Yeah.
State still gave them a game, and low-key should have won.
Yeah, they should have.
But
They trolled it away.
I just know that if I would have picked Penn State, that Ohio State would win. I'd be like, yeah, duh, of course they won. It's Ohio State. So I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I will be actively rooting for Penn State to win
Mm-hmm.
because I would love it. Someone to break up the Ohio State Michigan little brotherhood.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna pick it. I'm not gonna risk my pick'ems
Oh, I
on
got
it.
you. I
Yeah.
got you. I'm gonna be a stooge. I'm gonna go with Penn State. Honestly, it really comes down to I trust Penn State's quarterback over Ohio State's. I think he's way too young, and I think Penn State's defense. I think Penn State and Ohio State have like two of the best defenses in the country, but I just think Penn State's gonna make Ohio State's quarterback make a couple more mistakes trying to fit that ball into Marvin Harrison. Like that's gonna
Mhm.
be the focus.
Yeah.
It's really gonna depend on the ground game. I think if Penn State can get whichever team can actually run the rock will win that game. I just see an upset. I think Ohio State is kind of an overrated team still.
I would agree
Um,
also.
so I think Penn State goes in to the horseshoe and
Gets it
takes
done.
them down, gets the
All
dub.
right. Hey, I don't mind it. I think it is entirely possible. Out of all the games, when we're just talking spread, besides the Miami Clemson game, that's the closest spread. It's Ohio State
Is it
minus four
two?
and a half.
Oh, up a little bit. Okay.
So I mean, the points with Penn State is probably a good bet. They lose by a field goal or something,
Yeah.
but I hope they do it. I really do.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
really hope, and they would jump probably straight to number 2.
yeah,
Or like
100%.
we said earlier in the week, unless if they really dominate, if one team really like annihilates the other, they got a shot
Then they go to number one.
to go to number 1 over Washington. But if it's a battle to the death, I'm probably keeping Washington at 1.
Yeah.
But this game is basically for the number 2 spot in
Yeah.
our rankings, in our opinion, I would say.
Yeah. I also think it's got some college football playoff implications on it too.
Big time.
So we'll
Big
see. It should
time.
be a fun game.
Yeah, because these Big Ten East tiebreakers are going to mean everything with Penn
Yeah.
State, Ohio State, and Michigan playing each other. Like, you don't want to be. You obviously can't lose 2. Like,
No.
if
Yeah. You
Ohio
only need
State
one.
loses, it puts so much pressure on that Michigan game. One, because they've lost 2 straight years,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a chance of losing 3 straight years, and you're out of the Big
College
Ten
football playoff.
championship. I mean, you were last year, but you don't even have a chance at the college football playoff with 2 losses.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know how we're going to have to like later in the year
Yeah.
maybe do some research on this. I don't know how the tiebreakers play out if like say Penn State beats Ohio State beats Michigan, beats Penn State. They all have like 1 loss. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how that works. Cuz that would be
Yeah.
wild if they do a little round robin of beating each other. Like I have
Yeah.
no idea what would happen, and then they have to face the mighty Iowa Hawkeyes probably in the Big Ten championship game. So we'll have to see how that plays out, because
Yeah,
that would
that
be
would
really
be
interesting.
that'd be some exciting football. I want something like that. I'm tired of having it be, just we know who the 4 teams are going in from week 1, and then we just
But
wait till we get
that'll
there.
make the playoff so weird
Yeah,
of who gets in. Like if they all have one loss and only one gets to go to the championship. Imagine they all have one loss. Then say Penn State's the one that wins the tiebreaker for whatever reason, and then they go like beat Iowa. So they're all one loss, Big
yeah,
Ten
Big 10
champion. They're
champion.
gonna be in.
Yeah.
So, but now you're the other two teams sitting there like, hey, we also have one loss, and one of those teams had beaten Penn State. So, like, does that team also get to go? But then what about the other team that says, well, you're taking the team that beat Penn State. We beat that team that beat Penn State. And it's just going to be like an absolute, it's going to be a fucking Rubik's Cube of like trying to figure this thing out.
You know what I also thought of that could throw another wrench in there?
If Iowa
Well,
wins,
well, that, hey, I'll root for the old
if they
Hawkeyes
win
if they
nine
make
to
it.
six,
But what if James Madison is still undefeated come the
well,
end of the year?
well,
Like, will
they
they get the
can't.
same nod
No, they
as
can't.
Cincy?
They're not bowl eligible.
What, really?
Because they came up from FCS 2 years ago, and you have to wait. Um, you have
Oh,
there's
really?
an amount of seasons you have to wait until you're allowed to be eligible, which does not make any
Oh,
sense to me. A bunch of people
yeah.
have been like super pissed about it because
Mhm,
James Madison would have made a bowl last year,
mhm.
and they didn't. They weren't allowed to because they're not eligible. I don't under. There's a lot of people saying, well, why should a team that goes up
Not
have
be
a
eligible.
punishment? Like they're making it harder on themselves. Like, if you go from FCS to Division II, sure,
Gotta wait a
you
minute.
gotta
Yeah,
wait to, because you had so many more players in there that were on scholarship, you gotta kinda, wean it off a little bit, but, going up, you're making it more difficult,
yeah.
so, yeah, unfortunately for them yeah, but imagine they go, 12-0, and they're not bowl eligible, and they're just sitting there like,
Do you think
"What
they
did
do
we."
the same thing as like a UCF and just like make their own banners
I
and
mean, they'd
they
probably
were the
do they'd
national
probably do
champions?
something, yeah, I don't know if they could say they were the national champions because at the end of the day, it is James Madison, so,
Do you remember that time though? That
oh,
was kind
yeah.
of crazy.
I remember. That
They
was
were like
wild.
they were selling actual merchandise saying I think what we're the 2018 national
Yeah, or
champions. Like
20
it
I don't
was
remember what year that was, but that it was wild.
man. I want
Right.
football to get crazy. I want the rankings to get crazy. But moving down to the SEC, this one's a big showdown. Old Saint Nick and Alabama against Tennessee. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mhm.
I went back and forth on this one.
You
It
did?
was I did because
I had no hezi.
I trust old Saint Nick, and I think Milrose is catching stride. But I do know Joe Milton, the receiving core, good defense, good
Mhm.
running game. Um, they're gonna make it a game. But I thought the fact that last year it was in Tennessee and they had to win off a walk-off field goal that barely made it through the uprights. Now I get
Uh-huh.
it, made it through the uprights, that's a win.
Mhm.
That's why I said I think going into Bryant Denny Stadium, I think Alabama wins pretty comfortably.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think so too. I mean, I think Joe Milton sucks.
All right.
That's all I have to say about that. They're not good. I don't think they're that good. Um, no, I think it could maybe be, close-ish just because Bama kinda likes to, get a lead and then just start trolling.
Yeah.
But I think we've been kind of hinting at it for the last couple weeks. Like, just wait, don't let this Bama team go on a run, have one loss, and play Georgia for the SEC championship game because they'll mess around and win and have to be put into the playoff,
I feel like they're
and
going to.
nobody will be happy about it.
I think they're on the trajectory. I think it's more so because every Thursday we get to hear from Coach Saban on
Hmm.
Pat McAfee show. But just hearing how he's talking about the boys and how they're training and they're doing this and they're learning every week, I just feel like you're saying like this Alabama team is slowly creeping back into that college football playoff picture, and they're going to be there right at the end of the year,
Uh-huh. Oh
peaking at
yeah,
the perfect time.
yeah.
So yeah,
I'm
it'll
looking
be
forward to it. I think Saban said that they need to start running the ball more.
yep,
Um, Just let Milrow run and then throw it deep, man. I've been saying it for a month now. That's
yeah.
all you need. They can beat a lot of teams by him just running or chucking it 60 yards downfield.
Yeah,
And they can beat
I agree.
probably like 95% of the teams.
Yeah, they have enough talent to do that.
All right, I'm gonna switch it to Duke Florida State. Now,
Okay.
I don't really believe that hard. I want to because I don't think Florida State's good.
Yeah,
The only thing is I just don't know if Riley Leonard's playing or not.
that was my key for
If
who I
he
was gonna pick.
is, I mean,
I
I'm
think Duke
all
could
in.
do it.
I'm all in. I'm all in regardless.
Yeah.
I think that this is going to be the best defense that Florida State plays probably for the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Like these boys fly around. So if they can make it an ugly game and maybe like get some short fields, couple turnovers, and it's like a 14-10 going into the fourth quarter, something weird, then I like it. Their best bet is trying to keep it low scoring.
Yeah.
If
Muck
Riley
it up a
Leonard's
bit.
playing, like he's just gonna have to understand, like, hey, if you want to win this game, I know you had a sprained ankle, you're gonna have to run.
Yeah,
And
you're gonna get hit a
you're
lot.
gonna get beat up and you might retweak it. Like that's just how this thing's gonna go if you want to upset this team.
Yeah, how
But
bad do you want it?
this one is definitely more with my heart than my head, but
See, this was one of those picks that I was the same with you. I want to go with Duke. I couldn't find any info on if Riley Leonard's playing. I searched high on ESPN trying to find something.
mhm.
Uh, but it was one of those, like you said, with Ohio State, where I hate this pick again. Florida State's un-American. I absolutely can't stand them. But it's one of those picks where I know with my pick 'em, I'm like, I got to go with the pick that
Mhm.
I feel will win.
Yeah.
But I'll be rooting for Duke the whole time. I would be happy to lose this pick. Let me put
Yeah.
it that way. Like I'll be elated.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Florida State's that great, but I do know they got a star wide receiver coming back this week. So they got some speed on the outside, a
Their
veteran
schedule's just
quarterback.
so they're
Like
gonna make it to the playoff, aren't they? Just on the
they
most
are undefeated.
just the most fluky,
Yeah,
like
they're gonna be undefeated.
trash schedule. Even same with Michigan too. Like
Yeah,
Michigan's schedule just pisses me off that everyone else in the Big Ten is just like horrible. Like I'm just looking at these teams and like that they play like until they play Penn State, they're not gonna play a quarterback that can even like
move the ball.
that's better than like me, I think. Like all these QBs are just horrible. So yeah, I mean, I'm praying for you, Duke.
Yeah, I hope the Duke Blue Devils make me eat
I'm
my
just
words.
hoping they didn't
Right?
like use their I wouldn't even call it an upset. Like when they beat
Yeah, against
Clemson
Clemson.
early, like I think they're just better than Clemson. I wouldn't even call that an upset. They were just better than those guys. So like I'm hoping
Yeah,
that wasn't their like upset card for the year, you know, and that they can
I
like
got you.
find another one,
Yeah,
pull
no,
another
I
one out
I
the
agree.
bag.
Yeah,
Speaking of
I'm hopeful.
Clemson, you're
Gonna
back. You're
roll.
back on my like. You're gonna go back to the well. You were off the
So
well last week, and I was in the well, and then we're switching spots here.
yeah, I mean, I don't love Miami. I think they're still having a tough time, but I also don't love the fact that Clemson struggled like mightily against Wake Forest at
They
home.
did.
Like that is to me, Wake Forest is not that good. Um, I think Miami bounces back here. I mean,
I
you
think this
you
just
face a
comes
hot
down
North Carolina
to
team.
they're at home, and will they have PTSD or not? Like
That's
when they
that's
run
the
out the
point.
tunnel,
Yeah,
either they're gonna be like, we're not letting this happen again on our field, or they're gonna have straight PTSD. They're gonna start seeing ghosts out there, and Dabo's gonna have them just like with
right
a
where you want them.
voodoo doll on a string.
Just like a yo-yo, just playing them like that is
Mhm.
it could be.
It's gonna go one of
Um,
two ways. Like either I'm
yeah.
telling you, either Miami wins a close one and they like don't troll, or Clemson just rolls them, and you're like, damn, Miami's dead. Like the reason why we threw this game in here is because like both these teams like are kind of dead, but like
Still have a little life. Still
yeah,
life support.
like if either team loses, like the year is over. You
Yeah.
know, like this is the in boxing how they have title eliminators. Like this is the title eliminator. Now, like there's other team like Louisville, Duke, North Carolina, Florida State are probably going to make the championship, but like if they can kind of like cannibalize themselves, like one of these teams starting this game has to make the run of not losing again. Like that's their only chance. And I think Dabo will just get them boys buzzing. That's what I
Okay.
believe in my heart.
I hope you're right. I just looked at Wake Forest, the way that they struggled, and I see that
I
Wake
know, it
Forest
was
is 0-3
bad.
in the conference, I'm like,
Wake
it's
Forest
just
is horrible.
man. And then you look at Miami lost to North Carolina, who's 10th in the country right now, at North
Mhm.
Carolina, and they lost 41-31. So like they put up some points.
Yeah.
Um, I just think the boys, I'm hoping, they're back at home, like you said, they're not seeing ghosts, they're feeling good. Like it's not an away game for them. This is
Yeah,
their
yeah.
house, we're in Miami, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
facts.
This is a rivalry game. Yeah, I'm going to the well for sure, and I'm hoping I can pull out a nice catch here. So we'll see. And last but not least, I mean, it's a game that I think we've gone to the
Must
last
win.
3, right? We've been at the
Um,
last 3. We went to the Fink Masterclass, the
were we
Cameron
at the
Smith
thing?
Masterclass, and
Was
then
the
yeah, we
Fink
went to the first one.
Masterclass what was hold on.
Because we
Now I
went
have
to
to get to the bottom of this.
the first one we went to was the first year that Utah was in the Pac-12. Remember they won off USC won off a block field goal that they
I
ran
do.
back.
But in
Um,
2021, I don't know if I went to this game. I know you weren't at this game. 2021, they lost to Utah with Keaton Slovis, 42-26.
nope,
That's
wasn't at
when
that
they
game.
that's when they ended the year 4-8. That was the
Oh yeah.
that was the blow it up season. And then
Mhm.
lost to UCLA 62-33 like that season. I
Mhm.
don't even know if I went to that game against Utah if I'm being honest.
I drank a lot of whiskey that
And
year,
then
so it's all kind of a blur.
2019, that's the game that we were both at, the
Okay.
Fink game. Oh my
Okay. The
gosh, I'm
master
looking at this
class.
season. This season, like, kinda got through Fresno State. JT Daniels obviously out for the
Yep.
year. Beat Stanford at home. Lost in overtime at BYU. You remember that
Oh,
game?
I do. I remember.
Then beat Utah, and then everyone's like, "Wait a second, this is hype. Fink might be the guy." Go
Went
at
to Washington.
Washington, lose by 2 touchdowns. He throws for 160. Then go at Notre Dame. Low key, it was kind of a close game, lost by 3.
Yeah.
Beat Arizona, beat Colorado, and then I was at this game um, when Oregon came to town and won 56-23. That was with Herbert. Slovis
Man.
threw 3 picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
This was the
They
year
were
we
they
get our
were
ass kicked by Iowa, right?
Yep, and then
Yeah.
San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl.
Oh my
Iowa
god.
49. For Iowa. Iowa dropped 49. Like, I've never seen like when's the last time Iowa has scored 49 points? I'm about to go. They
Dude.
dropped 41 on Western Michigan this year. Let's go back to 2022. Nope. Nope. Let's go back to 2021. Okay. 2021 October 1st, they scored 51 points. So good for them. But like getting 41 put on you by Iowa, that's when you know it's over.
I was convinced every single Trojan player at that game was just hung over like no tomorrow at
It
the
just
game.
looked like Iowa had better athletes than USC, and when it looks like
Yep.
that, that's when you know something is wrong.
So you
But
got blowed up.
back to this USC Utah game. Like
Mhm.
this is the season. This is it right
Mhm.
here. Like either you go on the run
Yep.
and you win out and you make the playoff,
Or you get the Alamo
and
Bowl.
Caleb probably still wins the Heisman because that means you beat Washington, you beat Oregon, and you take down Nix, you take down Penix. Everything's great.
Yeah.
Or you lose probably 2 of the last 5 and you go to the Alamo Bowl,
Yep.
right? And that's your
It might be the
season.
Cotton Bowl actually. I don't know.
It might not
Yeah.
even get into that.
Yeah. I mean,
They're not
might
making
be
a
the
New
Holiday
Year's
Bowl
Six
again.
ball unless if they have 2 losses, maybe.
Yeah.
But this is the season. So like
I
the
mean,
only good thing I'll say is like in normal drives, like not Caleb throwing a pick, the defense only gave up like I think it was like 13 points. It was a
yeah.
touchdown and 2 field goals or something like that. So like not horrible. Like we can live with that.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think this is the week the boys put it together. I think Caleb and the offense get on the same page. And I think the defense is going to continue the way that they did before. Like you said, against Notre Dame, they played really, really good.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to continue it against Utah. We're at home. This is where I think the boys say we're going to make the run.
Yeah,
and we're
like
here.
this
So
is
have to.
these next 2 games, in my opinion, are the easiest 2. I
Yeah,
would even say UCLA is a tougher game than Utah, just because it's even more rivalry game.
yeah.
That just, like, puts a little extra on it. But, like,
Oregon
you
and
have this
Washington
game,
now.
and you have the game against Cal to figure it out,
Yep.
defense and offense, because if you haven't, Washington and Oregon are just gonna beat the brakes off you. You have 2
Hence,
games to figure
yeah,
out this offense, figure out why you go 3 and out or why you can't block anybody, because
yeah.
basically, if you don't, then
GG's.
I think if they lose to Washington, eh, I think if they lose to Washington, there's a chance they lose out. They lose to Oregon, then you lose. If you lose that one, then you're just depleted going into UCLA, and you're just like GG, it's over.
Yeah, you just want to be done.
But if you come into it hot, I think if it you got a chance. I don't know. I don't feel good about it though.
Hey, we'll
I
see
do
this
feel good
weekend with
about
the
this game
boys.
though. I actually
Yeah.
do. Like unless this is how you'll know if this USC defense is just chalked for life. If this Utah offense,
Moves the ball.
if they score like they scored their most points last week against Cal, which was 34. Realistically, if SC can score, offense can score 34 points, I'd like to think that they should win. But before that, 7 points,
13 points, I think.
14
14.
points against Weber State, only scored 31 points, 20 points against Baylor, 24 against like if this is a barn burner, then like even if USC
Yeah.
wins it, it's probably chalked because like this
Yeah.
Utah offense has nothing to give.
No, I
Like
agree with
literally
you.
stack the box, put 7 in there, put 8 in there. Like this
Force him to
QB can't
throw.
he can't throw. And if he does and he's just like cooking, then it's gonna be
I,
bad.
I mean, I think this is a game where the boys blow them out and show that SC's back. I do want to question what the hell is going on with the college football committee that you lose to. I think Notre Dame was ranked in the top 15 at the time, and we dropped from 10 to 18. Like, we have a better, I feel like we have a better resume than Utah, and Utah's ranked 14th. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't get it.
I think they just like that win over UCLA if I had to guess. And their one loss is against Oregon State. I guess their loss is better than our loss.
Notre Dame's ranked 21 at the time. Okay. Okay, that, I mean,
I can
I
see it.
guess.
I get
Okay.
it. Like I think there's not a
Okay.
lot in this like little mid range until you get to
Mhm.
like the Oregon and up.
Yeah.
I think that kind of separates itself, and then from like North Carolina down to like I don't even know, probably down to Missouri. It's kind of just a toss up until like all these Pac-12 teams start playing each other, and then you actually see like we kind of have already seen it. Like
Yeah.
Washington State has played a couple teams and they've just like bowed out. So like boom, there's one already gone. Who's going to be next? In theory, like we were saying with the Miami Clemson, this is the title eliminator right here. USC
Yeah.
Utah. Like the loser of this, they're done. It's over. Pac-12
100%.
dreams over.
100%.
Like
We're
this is
riding
it.
with the boys.
Yeah.
Speaking of, like you said, the conference cannibalizing and conference hopes being shattered. I mean, don't look now. Arizona's 2-2 in the conference. They got Oregon State this weekend at home. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of feel pretty confident with Arizona
It
taking
could
care of
it could be
business
fun.
and
It's gonna be
spoiling
tough
it.
just because they've had so like back to back to back to back of like trying to upset all these teams. Like you wonder if the juice like runs out. They played Washington tough, almost beat USC, slaughtered Washington State. Like, is their run
Yeah.
gonna kind of like is it gonna run out? Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe they're
Yeah.
just like really good.
I think it might be they're just really good because, I mean, they beat the hell out of Washington State
Yeah.
44-6. I'm just saying, I keep an eye on that Arizona team because they really opened my eyes against USC. And as much as we want to say, USC should have beat the
Do
hell out
they
of them,
only
I mean,
have 2
they're a ball
losses?
player. They have 3.
They have 3.
They lost
Okay.
to Mississippi State.
Yeah, it's a tough loss. That was before they
Yep.
knew that Fafita was gonna be their guy at QB.
Yeah, they're still trying to figure out what was going
It
on.
was Delora, and now Delora will never play again.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. Yeah, like if they beat, which is I think this game is next week, the game against Oregon State. They're
Oh,
both
it
on a
is?
bye. Yeah.
Man, you got
It's
time
on
to
the
get ready
28th.
for
I
it.
know. Yeah, this could be. Yeah. Hey, maybe. And they play UCLA, and then they'll play Utah at some point. Like,
I
watch
mean,
out. Don't say we
yeah,
didn't tell you.
yeah. I've been keeping everybody up on
Mhm.
tabs with them, so we'll see. That's we got a great slate of games this weekend.
Yeah, should be fun.
Um, I like that we got a couple of head-to-heads here. It's kind of bullshit when we're both on the same side because it's not interesting for the show.
Yeah.
There's no
No, it's
competition,
more
no
fun
nothing.
when we really have to back
Yeah,
our own
hold our water a
smarts.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of backing our own smarts, let's go where we're even dumber, which is the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, starting with the Chargers Chiefs, a little rivalry. I see you're rolling with Herbert and the boys.
I'm gonna roll with the Chargers simply because I'm gonna go back to the thing I've just said like 5 times. This almost feels like an eliminator to me. Like
Mm.
if the Chargers lose this, like
Oh.
they their next 2 games will be Bears and then Jets, so it's very easy that they could get back to 4-4.
Hmm.
But like just the way that they need a big win
Yeah.
on their resume. Like it would have been such a big win at home against the Cowboys to kind of like, all right, we're 1 game over 500. Even if we lose to the Chiefs, we're right at 500. We're good. We got a couple easy games. Now it's like you lose a tough one. Now if you play the Chiefs, it's like, oh, now we're 2-4. And like you
Yeah.
kind of just see the AFC wild card kind of just slipping away. Like this was a Chargers team who you expected to like kind of challenge the Chiefs to try and be like, hey, maybe
Number
the
one in the
Chiefs
division.
don't win the division this time. No, they're not going to do it again. Like you're 6 weeks in and you're already going to be like, let
At
me
that
pull up
point,
the
you'd be two and
standings.
four.
Like, how many games back are you already? If they lose, like they're 4 games back already.
Yeah.
Like it's like, geez, and then say the Raiders beat the Bears this week, the Raiders are 4-3 and you're 2-4, and you're like, wait a second, what's going on here?
Yeah, you slipped to the bottom of the division. Well, no, the Denver Broncos will hold that for you. They'll
Yeah,
hold
for
serve.
now, but like still, like it starts to get weird. And then it's like,
Yeah.
because the Chargers' problem historically has been they will troll some of the games they were supposed to win.
Hmm.
So if you're 2-4 and now you're counting on, okay, we'll just beat the Bears and we'll beat the Jets and we'll beat the Packers and we'll beat the Patriots. The Chargers historically will go 2-2. They'll troll and lose to the Patriots. They always lose to the Patriots.
Yeah, and
And
I will say I think the Jets. I think I'd pick the Jets over the Chargers.
yeah,
To be
Jets could
honest.
give them one. Like then, like if you're like counting on those games, like all right, those are games we have to win now. It starts to get like a little because like I don't know if 9-8 gets you in the AFC. You're
Yeah, I
gonna
don't
have
know
to
if it
be
does either.
10-7, and if you're already 2 games back of under 500, like it starts to get weird where you have to end the year. Your last 12 games, you got to go 8-4.
Yeah, you're asking a lot of the squad.
And yeah, I
So
don't
this is
know.
more of a gut pick for you. Like,
This is
hey,
more
this
of
is
like
do
this
or
is it,
die.
man. You gotta like it's not quite do or die yet. Like
Okay.
obviously, because you still have a
Hmm.
chance, but like this is a game that can really springboard you into the rest of your season. Like if you beat the
Hmm.
Chiefs, now you're 3-3,
Yeah.
and then you have a game against the Bears and a game against the Jets. You just psychologically, all right, we beat the Chiefs, then we'll beat these 2 teams, and then you look up and you're 5-3, and you're like, okay, everything's good.
Yeah.
But say you go in and lose, and you're like, dang, we just lost 2 big games. Now you beat the Bears and then lay an egg against the Jets, and you're 3-5, and you're like, wait, now we got to play the Lions. Now you're 3-6, and you go to Green Bay, and you play the Ravens, and it's just back and forth of like you look up, and it's like the last week of the year, and you're 8-8, or
Fighting for
you're
that wild card.
7-9, and you're like, wait, are we out? Like,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, when you explain it like that, it definitely makes sense. But I'm going with what I know with the Chiefs. I know that they just got McCole
yeah,
Hardman back. I heard they're signing Frank Clark back. I mean, they're bringing back that Super Bowl team, and so I think the Chiefs are only going to get better. Um, it's at Arrowhead. I think the last time the Chargers beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead, it took a miraculous comeback from Philip Rivers, if I recall. threw a
Yeah, I
2-point
can't
conversion to
remember. I
Mike
know that
Williams
they
and stuff.
almost
Like,
won last year, but I think Herbert threw a pick six, and that kind of like
well, yeah,
killed it. But like they always, this is
they keep it
to
close
be
against the
fair to the
Chiefs.
Chargers, they always play the Chiefs really tough. Like it's always a
Yeah,
game. They just kind of seem to fall short. Like this is the time where I'm more thinking like, all right, they just fell short to the Cowboys. They'll like find a way now against the Chiefs. But knowing the Chargers, they could just fall short like 6 games in a row, and you're like, damn.
yeah,
Like I know Chargers fans who are like, GG, like we're gonna lose to the Chiefs, GG, we're going 6-11, and I'm like 6-11 with Herbert, bruh. Like this is supposed to be your guy, your messiah, and you're just like chalking the season. Like you're just like,
yeah,
season's over. It's like
yeah,
teams with great quarterbacks, you never are like, well, season's chalked.
yeah.
So that would be like kind of concerning. Like if he's really your guy,
He's got to produce.
he's got to at least get you over 500 every year.
Yeah, I agree. I like this game. I'm interested to watch it as far as looking at those dynamics. I just think the Chiefs are going to catch stride.
Hmm.
I think with McCole Hardman, he's going to take the top off the defense again, like he did before. He's going to catch a couple of deep balls, get the defense backed off. Then Kelsey's just going to pickpocket you all the way down, just nickel and dime you, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
Chiefs defense is really underrated this year, and they're very good. So I just see them winning that.
they are good. They're almost better than
Um,
their offense right now.
yeah, which is kind of scary. I
I
mean, because
know.
normally everybody's knock on the Chiefs was okay. Their offense can put up a bunch of points, but their defense gives up a bunch of points. But not the case this year. So that'll be interesting to see for the Chargers. Then going down to another LA game, we got the Rams and the Steelers. I mean, we're both going with the Rams, and I think the
Yep,
reason why is, I mean, obviously Hall of Famer Stafford just gets your blood going a little bit.
for sure.
And then you also just see Matt Canada on that offensive coordinator list, and you're like, okay, I think we're gonna be okay here.
Yeah, the Steelers' offense is just so bad. I also think full travel across the country.
Yep.
Got to come all the way out to LA. Like for a good team, like obviously you'll be like, "Well, the Eagles did it." I'm like, "Yeah, the Eagles are a good team." When
Hmm.
you're a not when the game is kind of even, you're like, "All right, I don't know." The team that's got to travel like really far across country, it does take a little bit. I know everyone like travels a lot better nowadays than they used to, but it's still for a team that's mid,
Yeah.
you're almost sometimes more comfortable playing at home, especially if your offense is struggling. The one thing that does concern me a little, I ended up still going with the Rams anyway, is the Steelers are off a bye. So
Okay.
maybe they had some time to figure some stuff out. Deontay Johnson's back off of IR. So
Okay.
he's gonna play.
I did see T.J.
So
Watt is hurt right now.
I'm sure he'll end up playing,
Yeah, he'll play.
knowing
He's a
him.
dog.
So like that's the only thing. Like maybe Canada had some time to cook something up. Probably not.
At least getting your
But
plays off Madden
that's at
veteran.
least the only thing that scared me slightly, but I still like the Rams here. I just think they're better. Like an
Hey,
offense, maybe not the Steelers' defense is good
yeah,
still. So I'll give them that. They just don't score any point. Like it hurts to watch.
yeah. Um, I mean, I'm a Rams fan, so I'm always gonna ride with the boys. Basically, my record with the Rams is gonna be whatever record we have this year. So
Hmm.
I'll always ride with the Rams.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think this should be a win for us. I think Stafford and the boys. I think that Puka Nakua and Cooper Cup connection is only going to get better over the middle. I think Tutu Atwell is actually going to have a pretty good breakout game this week. I think he's going to have a
It'd be nice
chance
to see.
with some underneath routes. He's just got to. This sounds so stupid. He's just got to catch the ball. Like I see him
That
getting.
does
Man,
that is his job.
I just see him one on one with Minka Fitzpatrick on a little slice route, and it's like you're faster than him. Just catch the ball, and we'll get like 50 yards. It'll be good. We're going to have running back by committee this week, so I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on the passing game. And I also see Higbee getting involved with some tight end screens again.
Hmm.
That'll be kind of an extension of the run game, but I think the defense will shut down that offense. Well, the offense kind of shut itself down, but
Yeah.
we'll have that going as long as we can limit the special teams play. I just don't see Deontay Johnson coming off IR, him
He
coming back
probably
and having
won't
a
do
stud
much.
week.
The one
Yeah,
thing I will say is be on the lookout for Freiermuth, tight end for the Steelers, to have a decent game. The Rams have struggled
yeah, against tight ends.
against tight ends. Dallas Goedert went off when the Eagles played in SoFi. That would be one thing if he could maybe get him going a little bit. Like now, at least with Deontay Johnson back, you now have 2 receivers, and maybe they kinda, like, lock those down a little bit and the tight end can get loose, but other than that, I don't see much, um, offense unless they kinda just, like, get lucky with throw it deep George Pickens, catch it with one
Yeah.
hand, like, if
Yeah.
they get that if they're doing that, then, like, alright, whatever, like, there's not much you could do, but other than that, I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I gotta watch too. I think I got one of my DBs got arrested for having a gun in his
Yeah,
possession. So,
had the gun, had the marijuana, had the,
I mean, if you're gonna do it right. You know what I mean?
you're gonna do
Go
it,
all
check all
out.
the boxes, like,
Yeah,
might
you're
as
already gonna
well.
give me a ticket. Let me
What
just
are
get
you
it
doing
all.
with the gun, man? You probably live in a sweet house somewhere, like, no one's coming to get you.
Hey,
You're leaving
never know though.
SoFi, like, I
You
guess
know,
it's not the best area in the world, but, like,
maybe he got hit with some. They took his parking too, and so now he's like, okay, we're not doing that again. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Maybe
could
that's.
be. He could be just over it.
I mean, I think he'll probably be back knowing his salary. He'll pay off a fine, and boom, we'll have him back. I didn't hear anything about him being out, but
They
that would
haven't
only make me a little
yeah.
worried about Pickens. But
Yeah.
we'll see. Just kind of jumping up to Ravens
Yeah,
Lions.
do it.
I'm gonna roll with MCDC, man. I mean,
Yep. I
fucking
figured as much. I figured.
Lions look really good to me. Jared Goff looks good. Amon-Ra St. Brown is catching. He's picking up where I feel like he's been hot the past couple years, and he's just continuing there.
Mhm.
The defense is stingy. I'm gonna ride the Lions train till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, and I'm on the, like, fade Lions train because I feel like eventually it has to fall off. Like, that's my logic.
Okay.
Last week I took the Bucks. Like, you're on the, like, Imma just keep picking them until it fails, and
Yeah.
I'm like, Imma just keep fading them until till they lose. Like, that's my logic. I think
Yeah.
this is I mean, they played the Chiefs week 1, but I would say this is their toughest game of the
Yeah.
year
By far.
at the Ravens. Ravens have a good stingy defense. They're gonna have to find a way to, you know, handle Lamar. Like,
Yeah.
the teams
They
they've
struggle
played
against
so
running
far,
quarterbacks.
like, they've played the Falcons, offense. They played the Packers, kinda, They played the Panthers, They played Baker. They kinda shut him down a little more. That was more impressive than the other ones. The other 3 are kinda just, like, not good offenses, but, um, we'll see.
Yeah.
I think this is a three-point game no matter which way you slice it. I just envision a Justin Tucker game winner. That's just, like,
See,
what I'm feeling it in my mind.
here's the hard part. I'm picking the Lions, but at the same time, like I have Lamar as my starting fantasy quarterback. I have Justin Tucker as my kicker. So
You just
like
want a shootout.
I wouldn't be pissed if,
Yeah.
Tucker kicks a 60-yard game winner and I'm like,
Okay.
hey, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I think,
hey,
I don't know. I think
you
this
would
is
be
just,
pissed.
like, I think this is the sneaky good game just because
Mhm.
all eyes are kinda gonna be on the Eagles-Dolphins game Sunday night. Like, this
Yeah.
is, like, the next best game. Like, this is a big game, 5-1 versus 4-2, like,
I feel like
this
this is
is
the
a
gritty
fun
game of the week. Both
Yeah,
teams want to pound the rock.
for sure.
Um, it's really going to come down to if Lamar's receivers will catch the ball too. Like
Yeah.
they've had a lot of drops the past couple weeks. Um, I don't know. I think the Lions will get a win, but we'll see. I'm excited to watch it. It'll be high level football
Yeah, it'd be good.
all the way around. And then going down the team, we were just talking about the Buccaneers and the Falcons. I think the Bucks get a comeback win here, a little bounce back.
I think
I
so.
just don't trust
Yeah.
Ritter,
It's, the Riddler, pretty
the
much.
Riddler dude.
I'd rather have the Riddler at quarterback if we're
He'll give me at
doing it.
least a joke or something.
Yeah, I think I just don't know if I can, like, in good faith, bet on the Falcons. Like, they have not shown me anything to, like,
Yeah.
say, "Yep, this is the game they win." So, I'm gonna trust Baker in a bounce back opportunity.
Hmm.
They're at home again. Falcons are 0-2 on the road. So, yeah, this is kinda just, like, with the Rams Steelers, like, we didn't really go for, like, an absolute poop bowl. There wasn't really, like, a super I guess Raiders Bears is kinda shit, but, like, that's almost so just, like, you don't even wanna talk about that game, and then maybe Packers Broncos. But these were 2
Yeah.
games, like, Steelers Rams and then Falcons Bucks of, like, this is a little bigger, I guess, just because it's NFC South. Like, you kinda don't wanna you never wanna lose your divisional games, but, yeah, I think Bucks offense is just wouldn't even say they have the better weapons, but the
Yeah,
offense is just better because they have Baker.
they're more
I would
consistent.
honestly have like if Baker was the QB for the Falcons, that would low key be a fun team.
Yeah, 100%.
I would be down for that team actually.
I was thinking earlier in the year, how would that team look if they did that trade for Lamar? But then
Oh,
again, they
that
might
team
not
would be.
get Bijan.
Yeah, probably not.
But you still
It'd
have
be fun. You got
Drake,
London and
Kittle.
Pitts.
Like that's
I
it's
feel like
pretty
they're just
fun.
in like a they're in the mode of like, okay, if Ritter's good, then awesome, and if he's not, then like
We'll
we're
put
gonna
him in
draft
prison.
like Shadur or somebody, or probably Shadur will go back to school, but like we're just gonna take somebody, or take like Penix, or take one of those Bo Nix, like take a chance on one of these guys.
Yeah, I can see that 100%. Um, yeah, I just don't trust the quarterback play right now. So I think the Buccaneers. I trust
Yeah.
Baker. That's R.D. Smith is really funny to listen to on the Pat McAfee show, but that doesn't win me games.
No,
So
that doesn't help me at all, actually.
no, especially I love that they keep bringing up on the show that he could not be coaching and just living off his FedEx funds, and it's like, well, he is coaching. So I don't
He just
I
loves it.
don't
He's
give
a
a shit
dog.
about that for coaching wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a dog. Love
Yeah.
Artie, but you know that doesn't help me in coaching. Going down to the game of the weekend,
Game of the week.
just
Kind of like game of the season so far? Maybe? If you count
yeah, I
Cowboys
think
Niners,
so.
like this might be a better,
This should be a better game.
maybe
I
like
think this.
coming into it, Cowboys Niners was just like Niners were undefeated, Cowboys had one loss, but these are two, like this is a up there so
Yeah,
far,
I'd
right?
put it up there for
One of the
sure.
top 3 games just
Yeah.
record wise, offenses, star players, receivers, like just
Mhm.
everything. Two like fun coaches, two like weirdo offensive coaches, like it's
Oh
just
yeah,
it's got it all.
two psycho coaches essentially.
Yeah. And it's on Sunday Night Football. Like this will be, and now I think I have faith in the Eagles to bounce back is why I picked them. But mainly why I picked them is this will be the season debuts of the Kelly Green
Oh yeah, you're not losing to the
uniforms.
Kelly Greens. You
And if
can't.
we lose with the Kelly Greens, then
They'll never come back.
the player should be fined, honestly. Yeah, I'm
I mean,
predicting a Jalen Hurts bounce back. I tweeted about it. I said throw for over 300, 3 touchdowns, and 1 brotherly shove touchdown. That's my
yeah,
prediction. That's a hot prediction, I would say. But the way this Dolphins offense is, you're gonna have to maybe go score for score, unless we can make Tua, you know, die like last year. Then maybe, because we got the front 7 to do it.
you do.
We could get after him and make him go full Tua fingers again.
Make you go.
They can go full practicing your jujitsu falling is all fun and games until Jalen Carter's running right at your face. Then all of that goes out the window,
You
and you
said
go
make
right back
him
to square one.
do Tua fingers. The
Yeah, like when Jalen Carter's coming after you,
oh man,
it could get ugly.
it could.
And he will be back. And Lane Johnson is playing.
Yeah,
I figured he's a dog.
yeah, of
Like
course.
uh, I forget the guy's name, but some guy was on a podcast saying, "Oh yeah." He was asking about Lane. One guy was asking about Lane. He said, "Oh yeah, I just worked out with him. He'll be ready to go. Don't even worry about it." And then everyone was like, "I don't know." Laney's like, "No, I just was working out with him. He said he's all right." And then sure enough, like 2 days later, yeah, it looks like Lane Johnson's going to be good to go, ready to play. And I was like, "Oh, okay, perfect."
He is a dog.
Slay should be back. A
I,
couple of the safeties who were injured should be back. So
you guys should be at
that's
full
nice.
strength.
It should be. Um, I think there's a couple guys on defense that are like fringe guys that'll still be a little banged up, so we'll see how that goes. But it should be strength on strength for the most part.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. I'm double checking right now the weather. They were talking about it's supposed to get like rainy up in Philly this weekend. It's looking like it's changing on the forecast, but I think in a rainy game, I trust I'm thinking for the Dolphins, it would require a monster game from Molster, which he's capable of. Um, but I think the rushing attack for the Eagles is favorable in a
It's
game
looking
like
like it'll
that.
be 60s and cloudy, but not rainy.
Okay, so the passing game will
Um,
still be a big effect.
I think
Um,
what people don't understand a little bit about the Bills, or not the Bills, sorry, the Dolphins, is their passing game does rely a lot on their run game.
mhm.
Like, if you know that they're gonna be in drop back situations, you can kinda get after them a little more, and one thing the Eagles do really, really well is stop the run
Yeah,
with
100%.
4,
Number
not
1
not
rush
putting
defense, right?
up there, like, one of. So, if we can slow down their running attack, um, now I'm not totally convinced that if we force Tua to throw 45 times that eventually Tyreek will be open at some point,
He
Tyreek
will.
and Waddle, but, like, it might cause them to hold the ball a little longer because they need routes to develop a little longer because there's 7 guys in coverage instead of,
And Jalen Carter's
5,
crashing
and then
down.
if those guys can get in there and get after the QB, the one thing that, like, the Dolphins' defense has been pretty suspect.
Mhm.
It has not been very good, so this is a good opportunity for a nice little bounce back game for the Eagles' offense, which
Well, and
hasn't been horrible, honestly. It's
no, it's
just
been reliable.
hasn't been able to really score in the red zone, and some difficult turnovers have kinda been
Yeah.
killing them.
Well, I mean, I was looking at the tape from the Jets game, and there were a lot of plays where Jalen was just focused on forcing the ball downfield. When if you look, he's got like his running back check down open. He's got his
Mhm,
little swing route open. Like he had plays that he just needed to kind of let the ball develop. I think he's going to make those adjustments this week. But what I really think is going to happen, because everybody wonders, how do you stop a high flying passing offense, and how do you stop, Tyreek Hill, and how do you do this? I think we're actually going to see the Eagles play a lot of press coverage, whether it's zone or not, press to get a bump. And we saw like the way that Notre Dame shut down USC. If you can, the quarterback can't throw it if he's on his back.
mhm.
Like he
You
just
gotta get
can't.
after him.
So I expect the pass rush to get after Tua, and we'll see if he can move and use his jujitsu to make some plays.
Facts, yeah.
Um, in my head I'm replaying the Tua fingers, and I'm gonna hear that for the rest of my life. So I appreciate you bringing that into my
You're welcome.
vocabulary, because as a
You're
stooge,
welcome.
I need to have that locked. But yeah, I think the Eagles get a big win here, especially in the Kelly Greens. I mean,
That's what I'm saying, man.
we're
We
not
gotta be
losing.
feeling good with the Kelly Greens on.
Yeah, we
I'm
got it.
hoping. Alright, we'll transition straight from that to our top 10. It almost got a little shaky because we had the Jags at 6, and I'm like, "Oh, shit, what do we do if the Jags lose? Do we have to, change this thing real quick?" But they ended up pulling it out, and we're just gonna
Yeah,
leave it how it is. So, just in theory, we could maybe move the Jags down a tad just because they kinda struggled against the Saints, but, it's, not that big of a deal. But
yeah.
we can start at the bottom.
The
Um,
honorable mentions.
yeah, Bengals, Rams kinda stay, in the honorable mention tier, not much. You beat the Cardinals, so it's kinda like it's
We're
not
just
gonna
staying steady
it's
on the
not gonna
course
move
here.
you up much, won't move you down much. Bengals with a decent win over the Seahawks, that drops the Seahawks out of all. I still think Seahawks are right there. Like, if we
Hmm.
put 4 honorable mention teams, would probably be they'd probably be the next one if I had to
Yeah,
guess. And then Jets with a big win over the Eagles.
I think
Um,
that defense is for real, man. They
yeah,
fly around, and Zach Wilson's starting to play decent.
yeah.
Not playing good, but he's not costing the game anymore. That defense is good enough that if he just manages the game and just hits, a little naked bootleg, hit the flat, hit the corner, hit the this, like they'll
Mhm.
be in a lot of games.
Yeah. So basically, for everybody watching, how we did these is we both just made a top 10. We kind of averaged it out,
Hmm.
just so we had some more talking points. Overall, you're a little higher on the Lions than I am.
Yeah.
You're a little higher on the Browns than I would have been, I think, but it's kind of close. It's a lot of these
Hmm.
3-3, 4-2, 3-2 teams because some of them had a bye that we don't really know what to do with yet. We rewarded the Browns for a big win over the Niners, especially with their backup quarterback. We're almost kind of
Yeah.
projecting with the Browns, like, okay, if they can do that with their backup QB, with Deshaun, they should be a fringe top 10 team, which is kind of where we're putting them. Maybe we kind of buried the Bills a little bit more than we should have for
I
that
think it
game
was
against the
deserved.
Giants, but it was kind of deserved. Like,
I mean,
for
it
all
was a
intents and
pretty
purposes,
ugly
they
game.
should have lost. Like,
Yeah,
that
100%.
should have been like it. And I'm worried for the Bills that one week the Bills just slaughter the Dolphins, and then the next week they just like look back. Like if they play like that, they'll get first rounded in the playoffs. But if they play like they did against the Dolphins, they'll win the Super Bowl. You just don't know what you're gonna get with these guys.
That's kind of why we pushed them down to 10, is just because you said like they're hot and they're cold. They're either the best team in the NFL or man, they're looking like they just can't put it together. So
Hmm.
I think keeping them at 10 right now is good until they figure it out. I think they will figure it out. They're too talented not to,
Yeah.
but until they figure that out, I think they sit at 10. Like you said, the Browns at 9. We're kind of assuming actually that Amari Cooper is going to keep doing what he's doing.
Uh huh.
He's been coming alive a little bit. I'm assuming that Deshaun Watson, if PJ Walker is able to get him the rock, I mean,
Yeah.
shit, I'm assuming
That defense is good. That
Deshaun
defense
will.
can keep them in every single game. That's
Yep,
the key. Like
100%.
you were not asking Deshaun Watson to like be Superman, like how he has to
No,
be on the Texans back in the day. Like this defense will keep you in it, man.
just play ball.
Just get Amari Cooper the ball, some checkdowns, get Kareem Hunt kind of rolling a little bit, and you can end the year. There's no reason why they can't end the year 10-7 and be a wild card team, right?
Yeah,
Like
100%.
100%, hundred
And they'd
percent.
be a tough outing as a wild card too. They'd
Yeah,
be that
for
defense
sure.
is tough to move ball against. So
Now next,
yeah,
like, could they lose to the Colts this weekend?
yeah,
100%,
yeah,
because that's what the Browns would do. Just win
yeah.
one,
Good
lose
troll.
one, win one. But like, I just feel like their defense is too good for them to not at least be in every game. And if you're in every game, you should at least win at minimum half of them, which makes
Yeah,
you 9-8. 8-9 at the worst.
no, 100%. So hopefully Deshaun Watson figures out. I've never heard a quarterback where the medical staff says you're cleared, and then he says I'm not playing, and then like, but we paid you $240 million guaranteed, and he said,
Hmm.
"Fuck you, I'm gonna
Like
do
I
what I
need
want to do."
another
Like,
massage.
yeah, and I'm gonna bring my own towel,
Yep,
and
with my
just
name embroidered on it.
yeah, and
Not good.
yeah, it's just come on, Deshaun, let's be better. Let's
Figure it
play
out.
some football, figure it out. Um, Going to a team that doesn't have their quarterback get massages with his own towel, I think.
Uh-huh.
Uh, the Ravens. I mean,
Another
I think keeping them
win.
at 8 is good right now.
Yep.
Defense is solid. I think Lamar got shit on a lot more than he should have for the loss against the Steelers. There were a couple plays that were really tough to watch, but there were about 2 touchdowns that were dropped by receivers, just straight dropped. And you're
Yeah.
like, I mean, come on, man. We as a receiver, you got to catch the ball. So
Yeah, I would say 6,
yeah,
7, and 8 are kind of like.
you can flip them around, and I wouldn't argue.
Yeah, I think 5 and up we're pretty safe on, especially because those are all the one-loss teams.
Hmm.
I feel really good about all of those teams in there, 1 through 5. But then 6, 7, 8, and then I think Browns are a little off of that like Ravens spot,
Hmm.
but not like too far because I could see the Browns giving the Ravens a really, a really good game, even though like
Yeah.
they did lose to them earlier in the year, but that was also without um Deshaun. So like I don't really know what to do
Didn't they have
with
DTR
them.
starting too?
They did have DTR, and that was a tough one.
And
So
he turned into an STD.
yeah,
Yep.
I think Cowboys
Happens.
ahead of Ravens still just because I like their peak is still top 3 probably. If they're firing on all cylinders and that defense is getting after it, like they can beat probably anybody on the list except for I think the 49ers just have their number, and I think Mahomes would just figure out a way. So like,
I'm
but
yeah. I think with the Dak Prescott, I think it will keep them at max 5. The Dak
yeah,
Prescott is so
I just
inconsistent.
think at their peak that defense can just beat like they could get 2 touchdowns themselves. That's like, and
Yeah,
then Dak
100%.
doesn't have to do a lot. But I still think the Jags are a little more complete, even though they almost like folded
Yeah,
against the Saints. But that's just like that's Thursday
they
night
trolled.
trolliness for you. That's Amazon Prime. I'm
Yeah,
blaming
that's the Al
Bezos.
Michaels effect.
I'm
Oh,
at
okay, we're
Mile
blaming
Michaels.
Bezos.
It's Bezos. It's all of them. Like for
Okay.
putting a shitty product out there for
Kirk and
like
the silver bullet, just
5 years.
all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
top 5 is pretty like you
pretty
know
solid.
it's kind of you could take. I was a little higher still on the Eagles.
Yeah.
Um, I I think that I think the Chiefs at 1 is like kind of deserved. They've beaten everybody, and the team they lost the Lions by 1 point, and they didn't have their 2 of
2
their
best
3 best
players.
players.
Yeah.
So it's like I could punish them, but like I'm not going to put them at 1. Niners and Eagles both slip. Niners and Eagles had a chance to be just chilling 1 and 2 for the foreseeable future, but we got 2. Yeah, I guess there isn't much to say about the 1 through 5. Like it's kind of just
It's pretty
yeah,
solidified,
it's
pretty
like you
solid.
you could you could switch them around as you want. Maybe the Dolphins could
Yeah.
be ahead of the Eagles.
Yeah, I could
Um,
see an argument for the Eagles to still be 3 and the Lions 4.
yeah, I think
Um,
1 and 2 is pretty safe.
yeah.
And then 3 through 5, you could cut like if you said like I put the Eagles at 3, I think, and you put the
Mhm.
Lions at 3. Like any way you do it, I wouldn't be too mad. All these teams can beat any of the other teams. Lions probably have the least like Eagles and Dolphins peak offense is going to be better than
Yeah.
the Lions, and I'd say even the Eagles peak defense might be just a tad worse than the Lions, but like I'd say the Lions have the lowest or have the highest floor, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yes, I agree with you.
Like the Dolphins control, like they got blown out by the Bills because their defense could implode. The Eagles could just kind of troll also secondary. They're mainly just because they're injured, but the Lions are pretty steady. Like you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
I feel like they just aren't a team that's gonna go in there and just get housed by somebody.
No, I feel like they'll always be in the game. Like you said, their floor is the high. I think their floor is the highest out of the top 5. Like even the Chiefs control and still be like,
Yeah,
oh, I don't know what we're getting here.
yeah,
We just saw the Niners troll. I think the Lions are the most consistent team right now.
yeah.
Um,
I'm with
so
that.
that's why I give them a nod for number 3. I put the Eagles to 4 just because I think that Jets loss will end up looking good near the end of the season, especially if Rodgers is able to come back and play, which it's looking
Mhm.
like he will this year. And so we'll come back to this later and be like, yeah, the Eagles' only loss is to like you know, what are
Yeah.
the Jets right now? They're 3-3
3 and
or
3, and it was a bad loss, but it wasn't a like a blowouty bad loss. Like it,
no.
the Eagles probably should have won, and they
Yeah,
had 4 turnovers, and the Jets had 0, and they were still like, and
100%.
and I was watching the all 22 of the game, and on the 4th down that ended the game after the drive where Hurts threw the pick,
Yep.
Devontae's open on the post for a touchdown.
Yep.
It's a post for a touchdown on 4th down, and he just drifts left, throws it late, and then it turns into a jump ball. But if he throws it on time,
It's 6.
it's 6. It's at least a catch, um, down to the probably 30, between the 30 and
So
the 20, and then you got a chance.
so did you see yeah, that post route came open. If he just steps up, if he 3 steps up and throws it on a dot, he gets that. But if you also saw, he had a little under route that was wide open for the first down, and he had a running back check down that would get the first down too. So it was like,
Yeah.
I
I
agree you
think he
wanna hit the
just
home run shot,
I think he just
but
got rattled.
yeah,
Lane Johnson goes out, and you're getting hit. Like, he got sacked 6 times. You've already thrown 3 picks, and you're just like just the
just trying to
game
make a play.
starts to slip away from you.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, but there were definitely chances for them even on the drive. Like, when he threw the pick, they were like, you just go run and just cut your losses and punt it to them. They still had to drive and kick a field goal to win it. Like, there's no guarantee that the way the Eagles defense was playing that the Jets would have done anything close to that. So,
100%.
um, yeah, there you
So
have.
we'll
So, like,
see.
we'll have 2 good games, like our number 4 versus number 5, and then our number 3 versus number 8. Like, there's gonna be
Good
2
football.
top 10 matchups, so it should be fun, and it should shake up the rankings a little bit um
Yeah.
for next week.
Yeah. Alright, I think it's time to move into I think it's our favorite segment of the week. I mean, you can speak for yourself. I mean,
I'm ready. There was not much
no,
there
this
was
one
not much
was
discussion
no,
going into and just to preface, we're gonna go into Stooge of the Week. Just you guys probably
of
already know,
course.
but on probably Friday or maybe Saturday, we said
Mhm.
more than likely, if anyone that doesn't know, there was some boxing, some influencer boxing,
Yep.
KSI
Tommy Fury
versus Tommy Fury and Logan Paul versus Dylan Danis. We said more than likely one of the Stooge of the Week is coming. It's going to be
from that
one of
card,
these
that
4
fight card.
guys. And the moment, basically, the Logan versus
Second it happened.
Danis fight started, we were like, "Oh, this is a surefire lock."
I think it was a series of 2 text messages, and it was I texted Zach saying, "Dylan Danis is a lock," and all I got back was a exclamation point. I said, "Yep,
Yeah,
that's
easily.
all you need." So without further ado, Stooge of the week is Dylan Danis. Um, one of the worst fight performances I've ever seen. I've never
It
I
was
mean,
so
hey, he's
bad.
laughing all the way to the bank, so shout out to him, I guess, but it was the most Mickey Mouse boxing event I've seen. To go in there telling somebody that you're gonna sleep them in front of their fiance, and I mean a ton of terrible things
Mhm.
about his fiance. I mean, at first it was kind of funny the stuff that he was saying, and then it just got odd. It was like, bro, you're fighting this guy, you're not fighting his girl. Like, I don't know what we're doing. Um,
Yeah.
but then it got even stoogier when this kind of locked him into it when he went for a takedown, like a traditional MMA takedown on Logan. And as you could see it on that second picture, missed. Logan drops it. So now we have a
Yeah.
picture of him
Stuff's the
looking like
takedown.
he's stuffing
And it's like,
Logan. You
"Come
know
to
what I
the
mean?
ground, come to the ground." Like, dude,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
And then to not really throw a punch at all, and then try to lock him in a guillotine, miss that. Then Logan tries to Superman punch him on the ground, and then security gets involved in the fight. It was
It
the
was a
most Mickey
mess.
Mouse
It
fight.
was a mess. Like, I just don't understand, like I just don't understand talking hella shit and then, like,
Not performing at all.
not even, like, giving it a go. Not
No.
even trying. Like, it's like he didn't even it just looked like, "Alright, I'm chasing the bag. Free bag for me."
Yeah, that top picture, everyone who didn't watch the fight, that was the entire. I think it was 6 rounds, right? It was a 6 round fight.
Yeah, 6 rounds.
That was the 6 round fight, and it's yeah. You can. His claim to fame is you didn't knock me out. It's like, well, it's really hard to knock someone out when their
Yeah,
hands are just
when you're
like
not throwing punches and you're just, like, in a closed guard all the time, just backing up. Like, yeah,
yeah.
dude, no shit.
So for a Mickey Mouse performance, you get a Mickey Mouse award. So you
Yep.
get the Stooge of the Week. It's
Mhm.
not even metal. It's not even gold. It is a plastic Mickey Mouse cup from Orlando, Florida, that I actually saw online was I think
There we
$5.55.
go.
So there you go, Dylan
We'll make
Danis.
sure to ship it to you.
Yep,
Um, yeah,
yep. Send us your address and we'll get you your Stooge of the
pathetic.
Week cup.
It was
Yeah,
so
that was
bad. Like, I don't even know what to like. Just I almost was wishing it turned into like I was like
yeah something
at the
anything.
end. I'm like, let him keep fighting. Like I have no worries about Dylan Danis doing anything to Logan. Like
No,
it put him in a cage. He probably like still wouldn't be able to do shit. Honestly, from what I was seeing.
yeah. I honestly I don't really believe that Dylan Danis has fought a day in his life. I'm
Did he train? Like did he spar at all? Like I don't know.
So it was weird. Before the fight, he said that he was doing this whole fight camp and that he was going to train with Cobra Tate and that he was going to train with McGregor and he was going to do all
Nice.
this. And he
Extreme
posted
Andrew Tate.
footage. Yeah, he
Awesome.
posted footage of like his fight camp. And then after the fight, he said, "Well, if I would have had an actual fight camp, then it's a different fight." And it's like,
I'm pretty
well,
sure McGregor
dipshit.
said I think McGregor was like, "I don't fuck with you, dog." Like
No, he didn't actually. He
he
came out and supported him
like before the fight?
and after.
What did he say after? I thought he said I'd fight
Uh,
KSI.
After the fight, he talked about fighting KSI, but he was giving props to Dylan Danis, saying that you did something no one else has done. Like, you fought really well. Like, I don't know what people are talking about. Like, to go in there and last 6 rounds and not get knocked out is like a feat that no other
I
fighter's
feel like
done.
he
And
was
it's like,
trolling though.
I hope so, bro. I think I love Conor
I
McGregor in the
feel like
UFC, but
Connor
I
was
don't know.
trolling
I hope so.
because in the post interview, Logan Paul was like, "Connor left you."
Hmm.
They all like I thought Connor was like trolling. I
I
was like,
hope
"What
he
the
is,
fuck is this
man.
guy doing? This guy's an idiot!" Like, and then just posting that tweet just to troll.
I hope so.
But then all
Um,
these other guys, like, okay, don't call out Conor McGregor, especially Logan Paul. He'll come and fucking sleep you, dog. That's one
yeah,
guy you don't like.
you don't
He
fuck
fought a
around with.
real fight against Mayweather, not like a fake, like a
Hmm.
real deal. Like we're fighting each other. Like McGregor's not like these other UFC guys that kind of like he's about that action.
Yeah, 100%.
He'll walk you down and he will sleep you with a left hand.
Plus, he hasn't been in USADA testing for 2 years. He used to fight at 145. Now all of a sudden he's 195,
Yeah,
and
like
like
that
like
guy will
he's
actually
he's jocked.
Like him and Jake probably like all fight like
Try it.
do anyone else, dog. I'm telling like Connor's not the guy you want to fuck with.
I'll tell you though, looking at that fight card, I don't know. Who do you think won the Tommy Fury KSI fight? Who did you have winning
Um,
that?
I would say KSI,
Okay.
but I would not. I thought me watching it, it
Hmm.
looked 3-3.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I thought it was 3
Yeah.
to Tommy and 3 to KSI. Whether you go first, second, and then fifth or sixth to KSI. I think 3 and 4 were Tommy, or 3, 4, 5, or 3, 4, 6, like something like that. To me, like they were close rounds, but I think fair would have been 3-3. Tommy
A
gets a
draw.
point taken away. KSI wins by 1. That's just my thought.
Okay.
But for everyone that said like it's a robbery,
I wouldn't say
that's
it's a
not like a
no.
robbery.
I wouldn't
Like
say it's a
a robbery
robbery.
is like how is this possible? Like it's possible. Like you guys both didn't really fight. They were close. Like a robbery is like, okay, I was beating the shit out of this guy, like, and I kind of got like robbed. Like not when they're close rounds that could maybe have gone either way. Like if I'm KSI, I wouldn't have sat there and said like I definitely won all these. Like you got to have like a moment. Like there was in the first couple rounds, he had moments where he'd land the right hand, jab to the body, land another right hand, like boom. But then like from round 3 to the end, it was like
They're just hugging.
maybe he won that. Maybe he's getting a punch off when he's coming in, but like you can't really see it. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. I wouldn't like say. I don't think if he were to petition or whatever, I don't think he wins an appeal.
I
I
I
doubt
didn't.
it.
I thought it was a draw overall. I was very disappointed with Tommy Fury's boxing because he's supposed to be the professional.
I agree with
Um,
that.
that was shit. But what I don't understand is I took a clip of what like KSI's fighting style is, which was this weird like jumping jack thing.
Mhm.
And that's the same fighting style that Apollo Creed had in the first movie for Rocky. Like he's
Maybe that's what he was
fucking
going for.
rolling back like a peacock,
Like
just
I
like
will say,
floating the
to be
wings.
fair to KSI, like I think
His head movement was great when he was
I
in the
think
clinch. Like
that
it was
definitely
good.
threw off Tommy. Like Tommy didn't really know what the fuck was going on. But
I
he's a
don't think anyone
boxer
did.
from a boxing family. Like he's the one who should be able to figure it out. Like you're
He
scraping by decision wins against 2 YouTubers. Like you're
but
not him.
he didn't really do anything boxing wise. Like he said he's supposed to have one of the stiffest jabs of their
I
family. And
know
it's
he
like
did. He
I didn't
couldn't get
see that jab
he
anywhere.
like, which is why I understand why people would say I think KSI won. KSI got like more off. Like
Hmm.
he was the one coming in.
Yeah.
Like they kind of just be at range and then he'd boom boom and then they clinch and then KSI would cut like. So I get it, but like I would say nobody won. Like
No, I thought it was a draw.
you don't look at it, it's
100%.
like, yep, he definitely won. Like KSI wins maybe because it's a draw and the point taken off, but like at the end of the day,
I think there should be a draw and there should be a
I think
second fight.
KSI like wins the night just
Yeah.
off of like you're a YouTuber and you like
You just kept it that close with a
yeah,
boxer. Like
like
here.
you maybe should have won. You have more people saying that you probably should have won than you lost. You probably did better against him than Jake did.
Yeah, I watched the
So
Jake Paul
like
fight too, and Jake got put on his ass a couple times. Like I
yeah,
mean,
Jake
he
got
got
hit a
spot
couple times.
tackled.
Like KSI, there was never a point where I was like, okay, he's rattled, he's right. It was just like,
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like
uh,
the appeal should be that they get the draw and then there needs to be a second fight because it's like okay.
yeah, I
Because
just
then you
don't know. I don't think Tommy will do it.
well then you hear that BS about Tommy saying he couldn't use. I think he said his right hand for 3 weeks or 3 months because he was hurt, and it's like okay, then let's call this one a draw. Go back, like get a good fight camp for both of you, and then let's see what happens. Because it was just so disappointing to see. I mean, KSI did what he did, and his head movement's good and he's fast. And like you said, he landed some good shots. But Tommy Fury did not do anything that I would even consider close to professional boxing. Like it was just
Yeah, it wasn't good.
unbelievable.
It wouldn't
So
get me pumped up. He like if
no,
I'm Tommy Fury, I wouldn't sit there and say, I'm done with these YouTube guys. I'm going over to like because buddy, you're not pulling tickets
bro,
in professional boxing. You will lose. Like
think about if he draws Vidal.
yeah,
Vidal's
Vidal
sleeping him,
kill him. Yeah.
sleeping him.
It wouldn't even be close. So like he'd be smart to just like keep milking
Stay
this
with it.
YouTube influencer thing and
Yeah.
just do the influencer side, which is kind of embarrassing because you were supposed to be a professional, like an actual professional boxer, and now you're just like
W-
fighting people who are YouTubers. So
Was he really supposed to be a professional fighter though? Because the
yeah,
only
or
time
like
I'd
an
heard of
amateur,
him,
like he was coming up in the ranks, like
but then he joined like one of those like Love Island fucking
yeah,
shows.
eventually,
That's
but like that he joined it as like, hey, I am a
professional
amateur.
fighter.
Yeah, like I'm a boxer. Like that was his profession.
Man, I tell you what, if that's how you're
So
boxing, do
that's what I'm
not quit your
saying.
day
Like,
job.
brother,
Keep milking the YouTube money.
I'm milking these $1 million fights every time. I get to fight these guys.
Oh
I do
yeah,
6 rounds and I move like you don't even have
I
to
get
fight.
0 damage. Like,
You don't even have to do 12 rounds or 10 rounds. Like,
nope.
yeah, I'm in for that. Sign me up. Where do I
Yeah.
sign up? Shit.
That's what I was thinking. I was watching these fights and I was like, I mean, we're pretty big. Like, we could figure out how to just play a little defense and make what $1 million off a fight. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Facts.
Okay,
I
so
could
we'll have a
clinch.
fight card. Yeah, we'll have a fight card with you and me against some other podcast, and that'll be the.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm down. Let's get some
We could do the
cash.
tag team boxing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
I'm
thing
done.
is the weirdest fucking
I
thing
fuck with it,
ever.
honestly. I don't know what is going on half
Yeah.
the time, but I like it that nobody's tired, you know? You just go in there and you just get a 60-minute burst, and then you can go take a breather, and then you're always getting a guy that's, like,
Yeah.
fresh and just willing to just, like, throw haymakers. It's kinda lit.
There was one where Alex Wasabi hit Panea with a fucking clean right, and he just immediately backs up to the corner,
He's
taps
like,
in
"I'm
his
out.
guy, and goes
Get
out.
me
And
out."
it's like,
Yeah, it was
oh
pretty,
man.
it was entertaining, to say the least.
Hey, I guess so if there's any podcasts that want to do tag team boxing against us, we're open to
I'm
listening, and
game.
we'll
I'm
get
definitely
the
game.
get some venues going. Let's get those fights going.
I'm
All
for
right,
sure down.
perfect. It's time for our next favorite segment, and it's time to see what Twitter produced. And I feel like I say every single time that Twitter is not bringing me good stuff throughout the week. Like last night, I was kind of sitting there like, hey, it's just not going to be one of those great weeks, and then just pulls through every time. I don't
Then
know
you
how.
started going on a tear.
I did. I did. I even cut some stuff out before we recorded just to kind of make it,
No, I know. Like just
drop.
for the listeners or the viewers to know, like I get the notifications
Yeah.
of when he add like because we have the same like he adds it to our account. So like I'll get the notifications when his account finds a thing and adds it. And my boy was on such a roll. I was like, this guy is like he can't be stopped. I'm like, we got some. We might be good. This might be a 3-hour podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for Twitter to just like blow your socks off.
Grab yourself a couple beers, just kind of
Facts.
sit back and
I'm
just
interested to
enjoy.
see what you got cooked up because I for the past like 2 days I'm like, all right, we got some ammo here. Like there's something this guy's cooking up.
I mean, I think it was the first thing that I saw that was really good was Volkanovski revealed that he was at 181 when he got the call for the fight
Uh huh.
versus Makachev on 11-day notice, and in a week and a half has to cut 26 pounds, and he
Yeah.
made it happen. Like that is
Shout out, man. That's a
that's a dog.
that's a dog.
That's just beautiful. This is just I think like your worst day at work, but like you go to Starbucks and you're like, oh, like let me get a coffee today. Like, oh, they're closed. Why? We don't have to wonder why.
Now
Uh,
we know.
closed because someone shit on the floor. Um, now the big question for me is should that have had a D right here? So closed because or closed because? Like we should close because someone shit on the floor. You know what
I
I mean?
think
Like
they
this
should.
is.
I think they meant to probably put a D. I don't know.
And they were just so pissed that they had enough time to put the little angry face.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I wouldn't be very happy if when I was working at Chick-fil-A, someone shit on the floor. I'm sure that would not
I mean,
be
I don't think.
a great
I
thing.
don't think anybody would be happy about that. That's for sure.
No, anybody who is, you're crazy. So that's not what you want to see when you go into work.
Never.
This is an interesting deal. Okay, so there's been I'm going to call it a conspiracy theory, but there was this deal that everyone was talking about since Modern Warfare for all the video gamers. That there's different like skill hitboxes.
Mm.
So like if you're really accurate, your hitbox decreases, but if someone's shooting just bloody wind, their hitbox just kind of increases.
Uh huh.
So this is just kind of a little study, and there's another clip later that kind of refines it a little more. But just take a look at this, and you tell me what you're thinking. I mean,
Is this not because of the skin though?
that was my
Like he's
question.
shooting at the horns. I don't know if that counts as the actual like you're shooting a wing,
Yeah, the wing
you
I
know?
didn't get, but I think shooting like up here was kind of interesting to me. It could be for the skin.
I think it's for the
Um,
skin.
I hope so, because there's a video later that kind of hits this again, and
Okay,
it's a little
maybe
more.
yeah, maybe the
Uh,
next one. But I feel like that one is just like got a crazy
yeah,
skin. Like it's probably just the hitbox is you would think like, oh, I'm shooting like the horns. Of course, this person's supposed to like be feeling it, but like it's just a skin. Like it's a cosmetic. The hitbox is going to be the same regardless of the cosmetic. Now, in the next clip though, if it shows like, because I have seen some thing. I know this has been a thing in some games where you want to pick a skinnier character so the
because your
hitbox is
hitbox
smaller.
drops
I
down.
know
Yeah.
that's an actual thing
Mhm.
that like if you have a bigger character, but that's just like on like an actual person. I don't know if it applies to like
The skin.
this type of cosmetic where you have like external like
Yeah,
longer attributes and stuff, but I know it
makes
does
sense.
apply to like a fat character versus skinny
Yeah.
character. Because I've seen that. That was a thing in Black Ops 4. People would use on in Search and Destroy. There was one. There were only four like characters where you could kind of use their like actual abilities,
Mhm.
their ultimates, but so everyone would use the same uh like off character. They would use this one skinny like lady because
Mhm.
she'd be like, you just want to use her even though you're not using her abilities. Like she was just the skinniest character that you could pick, so everyone would just use her as their like
Hmm.
person. I was like, all right, whatever.
Hey, you got to get an edge where you can.
Facts.
This one was kind of odd to me. Uh, Caleb Williams reportedly wants partial ownership in whichever team selects him in the draft. Many NFL scouts reportedly believe there's no shot Williams doesn't declare for the NFL this year's draft, although he hasn't made a decision yet. Cam Newton, former NFL quarterback and MVP, I don't know why they just kind of shit on him with that, but recently gave this advice to Williams. You don't want to dictate the ramifications too early because this is still the NFL. You want to walk light as possible.
I think I heard a thing about Aaron Rodgers doing this as well.
Okay.
I don't know if that was like with the Packers or if it's like at when he joined I thought it was a Jets thing.
I think it was as well. I think I read that as well.
Um,
That
I
makes
don't
sense because
really
he's
know
bona
what.
fide star.
Yeah, I don't really know what this means, but like, okay, like cool. I don't really care. Like, I don't know how this works.
Yeah, I don't either. I think it looks worse getting our ass kicked by Notre Dame and then this comes out. Like
I think he just
maybe
wants. I think from his perspective, like it's almost assurance to him, like
yeah, that he's gonna have a part of the team essentially and like
yeah,
they're bought in.
yeah, because if you go to a shit team,
Yeah,
like yeah, I get it. I don't know. It's just like it's never happened before, so like no one really knows what to do or say about it. Like I don't know.
I don't either.
Like would a team not draft him because they don't want to give him like probably not. I don't. You want a
I mean,
quarterback? There's literally like 15 quarterbacks maybe that are like actually you would consider good in this league.
yeah, and I mean, if you're thinking about it, yeah, he goes to the Bears. I mean, you get partial ownership of the Bears franchise. They're still worth a lot.
Yeah.
They might be shit, but I mean, they're bringing you in because they need to fix the team. You're not gonna go to like a 49ers who have their quarterback. Like, I don't think they would. I mean, unless they could get him, like he slips down to them. I don't think they're gonna trade up and pick him.
That's why I don't know
Um,
what's like what I don't know what's gonna happen. Like in
it's gonna be
theory,
interesting.
right? He declares,
Hmm.
but says like say the Patriots have the second pick and the Bears have the first pick. And he's like, I'm not fucking playing for the Bears
Yeah, he's gonna do
because
an
he
Eli
wants to play
Manning.
for the Patriots. Like, will it work? Will the Bears just pick him and say, no, dude, F you, you're gonna play for us. What's it
Then
gonna
he just won't.
take?
He won't sign it.
I know, but like I like
It'll be interesting.
yeah, I don't know. Like what do
And
you
then you
do? Now you're
know
the Bears,
Bill Belichick
like do you actually or do you draft him and say,
will trade
okay,
him.
we know you want to go to the Patriots. The Patriots are gonna have to give us the bag. We're not just gonna not like
Yeah, we're
secure
gonna
a
hold you
bag
for
off of
ransom
this. Yeah, like I
essentially.
don't know what's gonna. It could be so weird.
And then he's also said that, or his dad said that he might not go to the draft this year because he doesn't like who has the number one pick. So
Yeah,
like, I
which
mean,
is
he's making a lot of
like
money in college,
it's
so I don't
fair. And
know.
like now that guys are more comfortable just in college because
Yeah,
like they know everything's stable and like being the quarterback for USC
comes
is
with his own
still
little
like a
thing.
big deal. Like it's a big deal. Like more than like oh I'm the QB for like the
Yeah,
Bears or like the Panthers or the it's like all
yeah,
right cool. I know you're in the NFL and that's awesome, but like being the QB in LA for one more year. You're
yeah,
basically QB1 in LA, like even over like probably
yeah,
over Stafford and Herbert and all those guys, like
yeah.
low
And I
key.
mean, yeah, we''s see. There's
Like you think
also
the Chargers would if they were like, hey, you get to pick right now, you get to keep Herbert or you get Caleb Williams on your team right now. I
I
don't
think they're
know.
taking Caleb.
I know that's what I'm
I
saying. Like
think they've seen
The
enough of
Rams
Herbert.
definitely would, obviously,
Yeah,
just because he's older.
yeah, 100%. I love Stafford, and I know that his Hall of Fame career will go
Yeah.
down in
What do you
history.
think though? The year
But I
before,
would
like,
take him.
say the year they traded him, like before they did the Super Bowl, if they said, okay, you could have that Stafford or you get Caleb Williams, this version of Caleb Williams, like, what would the Rams do? They're probably taking Caleb Williams.
They're taking Caleb
I
because
know
you
it's
have that
crazy,
team
right? Like,
built.
so then
It's
it's like, is
insane.
he the most like valuable quarterback in LA? Like, I don't. What
Could
team
be.
wouldn't take him as our quarterback right now? The Chiefs.
I think that. Oh,
Probably the Chiefs, because you could still have 8 to 10 more years with Mahomes, and Mahomes. He's won 2 Super Bowl. You probably keeping
yeah.
you're keeping Mahomes, but like
So
any other team,
the only reason I'm saying is if somehow they could get him is because of all the ankle stuff that they've had to deal with like shooting it up a bunch. Like
maybe. But
you would
like
want to have him in a
if they know
backup.
that they're gonna have Mahomes for another 8 to 10 years, like
Yeah, you're not worried about it.
you're gonna take Mahomes. But any other team, would they take him right now?
I can't
Lions would
think
take
of a
him right
lot of
now.
teams. Yeah.
Niners would take him right now. Niners would take
100%.
him over Purdy today
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
and teach him the offense. Maybe the Eagles wouldn't. I would.
I
Just
don't
because they
know.
like, just because the city loves Jalen so much, maybe they wouldn't. But I would.
I think
Like
they'd
if
regret it.
I think they would. But I'm saying like
Yeah.
maybe that would be a team that wouldn't do it just because like, nah, this is
Yes.
our guy.
So now we have 30 teams in the NFL out of 32 that would
Right?
take
Like
him. Like,
probably. Like the
dude.
Bills probably would. Like maybe they love Josh Allen, but I don't know. I bet you Miami takes Caleb over Tua today.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about him doing the Tua fingers.
I know. I don't know. It's gonna be weird.
I just. Oh man, it'll be interesting to see how that goes out. This is just a wild, kind of dunking on the Patriots here. Shout out to Della boys. Titans running back Derrick Henry has more passing touchdowns in the month of October than the Patriots quarterback Mac Jones.
All right.
So, shout a dunk
Nice.
on you real quick.
Mac is
Little,
shit. Perfect.
yeah, little Hasbullah appreciation. You wore a full Man
Nice.
City kit to watch Team Khabib on the pitch. Not a baby. Okay. This is an example of why you're not a big dumb dipshit when you're shooting and why you need to pull your head out of your ass while you're shooting so that bad things don't happen.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's all I can say.
I just don't even like the way he's holding it.
No, I don't either.
And I don't really know too much, but oh my. Okay, wait. So he fired 2 shots.
So what he did
This one to kick
was,
back, and then did he fire another one?
yeah, so he held it, shot it, and then when he went back, still had his finger on the trigger. So instead of having it outside and pulling, the recoil popped back and he clicked it again and it
And it
fired off.
shot into the ceiling.
Yeah. Almost through his
It's
head.
lucky it didn't. You didn't kill himself.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it went right up.
So, I mean,
Got to
there's a
be
couple
ready for the
morals to the
recoil,
story.
buddy.
Yeah, if you're
You
gonna
got to know
hold,
what you're shooting.
yeah, if you're gonna hold, I believe I'm trying to look at this more. I know it's
How
a
you're
revolver for sure, but I'm trying to figure out if it's a 45. Probably a 45.
like, I just don't.
The
That
big
just
caliber.
doesn't look like the way you should hold. Maybe it is,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It just he's looking a little
Um,
baby arms with it.
that you never want to have baby arms with it. You want to have your arms either completely locked. I mean, you could keep a little bend, but like
You got to be ready. Like you got to know. Like
you got to own the gun. Like
that shit's
you
coming
can't be
back, bro.
scared
Like
of it. Yeah, it's got a bite. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know what his feet like. Are his feet, shoulder width, or are we kind of standing tall? Just bottom line, don't do this, because
yeah, don't be him.
It could
You
have
will
ended
kill
terribly.
yourself.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
So let's not do that, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want to see people using firearms incorrectly like that. That shouldn't happen, but if just don't let it happen. That's all I got to say.
There you go.
I found a play for how to stop the tush push, so it does exist. It's simple. You
Oh,
just
yeah. I mean,
you
seems easy enough.
you just flying squirrel and almost. I mean, you're almost doing some WWE shit. You just flip him. You flip over the top, grab the ankles, flip him down, and then boom.
Yeah, it seems easy enough to me.
Simple, right? Boom. Time to snap. Here we go. I just want to know what play call that was. Like the coach just looked at film and he said, "Have you
I
gentlemen
don't
watched
even know if it
WWE?"
was. I bet you that guy just did it. He's like, you know what? We're not. He's not scoring today. This is all me,
Maybe.
coach. Watch this.
I hope so. So for everyone saying that it's a busted play, there's a way to stop it. Just get someone athletic. Moving on to the next. This one I think is really dumb.
I
So
saw
they're
this. I don't know what
talking.
this means. Oh, this is what it is.
Yeah, I don't understand. The NFL is reportedly considering eliminating hip drop tackles because they increase the risk of injury by 25 times the rate of a standard tackle. Okay, first and foremost, how else do you get someone to the ground without dropping your hips? That's literally that's probably one of the first things you're taught when tackling someone. Right, near shoulder through, head to the side, drop your hips. Like you want to use gravity to your advantage.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean,
I
this
don't
is a
know
freak
what.
injury. I get it. It's just,
I don't know how you can possibly ban. Like,
how do you call that?
I don't know. Like, there's no way that this could end up being a thing. I just think there's no way. It's like so. Like, I can't tackle him. Like, what am I supposed to do when
Derrick Henry's running at
he's
you.
running or not at me? Because it kind of like when he's like running away from me and I have to like
Yeah.
catch him from the side and then I'm trying to pull him back to stop him. Like, what am I just supposed to let him score?
I mean, is it going to turn it? If that's the case, then it just needs to turn into flag football because you can't
Yeah,
tackle
like you're
anybody
getting into a
anymore.
point of like where you'd rather me let him score than me tackle him, and
Tackle him.
that's like, what am
Not
I even?
football.
Yeah, like what can I even do at that point? It's
I just
just
saw that and was like, this is dumb. On a funnier note, this is hilarious. Jacksonville State punter, don't change. Love that.
nice.
Uh,
What do
dropping
you get
double
hit
bird at the
late or
ref.
something?
I
Oh,
believe
at the
so.
ref?
Just at the ref. Just a.
What the ref do?
How about
You
you keep
probably
this
got
down
hit
for?
and they didn't call it or something.
Yeah, I believe so. Um, I love it. You know, why not? I could give you one bird, but I'm gonna give you two
Yeah, I'm gonna
birds.
go double.
It's called killing two birds with one stone.
There you go.
Okay, so that's just a good little, laugh about football a bit. See what else this old Twitter got for us. Okay. So I'm not really sure what the goal of this is. I believe this is definitely at a strip club, but I'm just not understanding what the goal is. I think there's music, so I'm just gonna mute it.
Mm-hmm.
But you could see she's up here.
Yeah, I see
I
her.
think there's like a little jungle gym built up
I'm
here.
seeing her.
I'm just not sure what the like what why and then
Nice. Yep. There you go.
I just don't understand like what were we trying to do? And then we got people in the balcony here. Like
Balcony throwing money.
I don't know what's going on here.
Every throwing money.
Like
It was a hard fall too.
oh
Bam! Yeah, just stick to work in the pole, all right? You don't need to go up on the do trapeze, whatever, like you're in Cirque du Soleil. We don't need any of that.
yeah, that's just
That's excessive.
it's just doing too much. You know what I mean? Like we already know the product that's there. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. Let's just keep things on the
Facts.
ground level. Like you said, work the pole. We don't need you doing no jungle gyms, no, none of that. Um, I'm a risk it for the biscuit guy, but I think this is a little too
Jeez.
risk it for biscuit.
What are we doing?
First of all, where did you get the sword? Is my
Where'd you get
question.
the where'd you get the long sword, the broadsword from?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Isn't this what William Wallace used to
I
carry?
think
It's like
so.
two-handed, so you just
Didn't
kind
know
of hold it
she's
over the shoulder.
fresh out of Lord of the Rings.
Facts. I mean, hey,
Whatever you gotta do, I guess. Like
Yeah, the only
Don't
problem is I don't think
don't
you'll
let me
nick
hate.
yourself. I think you'll just slice your leg open.
Yeah,
So
you
that
might.
might.
Yeah, you might chop your leg off on accident, depending on how sharp that thing is.
But you won't have any leg hair left. You know what I mean? Like
That's true.
it's a clean shave. The leg's not there. It can't be
That's true.
hairy.
That's true.
So hey, more power to you. I hope it went well for you, T's and P's, because I don't know how it ended. Um, maybe that's easier if you're going on a date, just being like, hey, I didn't have a razor, my bad. Like, what did you have? Well, I had this broadsword, but I'm not a big dumb dipshit, so I'm not going to use that. Maybe that might be the better play, but hey, each their own. Moving on. Okay. So Tom Brady says the NFL is starting to become more like flag football and understands why fans get pissed off watching games. Quote unquote, there's so many people that want it less and less physical. It's more like flag football, which is going to be in the Olympics in 2028. Maybe football goes to flag football over a period of time. Football is a physical sport. There's a physical element to all of this. You throw a 15-yard flag for something that 20 years ago maybe wouldn't have had a flag. That affects the game in a big way. I mean, I'm actually kind of relieved to hear Tom Brady had this opinion because he made a living his last 5 to 8 years just off of 15-yard calls left and right.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know. Like, I always had wondered, would there be less injuries if there were no pads?
could be,
Still
yeah. You have to,
tackle, still all
yeah,
that, because you have
like
to like.
rugby.
Would you be more willing to like do things? Like, I feel like sometimes with the pads on, it just allows guys to like they don't give a fuck. And
Hmm.
they're just, I'll throw my head in there, I'll throw my shoulder full weight. But like if you didn't,
You
you
play
kind
a
of
little
have to be a
different.
little more like you can't just run and go crazy. It would still be physical, right? You could still lay somebody out. You could still
Hmm.
do all that. But I almost think about like maybe it would be you'd get less injuries if there weren't pads, and then you wouldn't even have to go to flag. Like what if you did still same rules,
Just
just
no
no
pads.
pads.
I'd like to see it. I
Or
mean,
you
it
have
looks
no
like we're getting
you
there.
have no helmets, maybe you still have, like, light like, the, like,
Yeah,
almost
like
like
the
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 girdle and
padded vest
the
looking
padded
thing.
undershirt stuff, like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wear that with a jersey on top, and it's
Def-
kinda more like that instead of, like, big bulky pads and a helmet, and it's like, see, I don't know, like, would there be more injuries, less injuries? I tend to think that like, would there be more so they're always trying to make the helmet safer and safer for less concussions. Would there just be less concussions if you took the helmet out? Now guys aren't willing to put their head and then you'd be going cranium on cranium. Like, how many concussions happen in rugby? Probably not. I'd
Not
like
as
to
many.
see. Like, do they have as many concussions in rugby as I've never heard of like there's a concussion epidemic in rugby. Granted, I don't know shit about rugby, but
That's fair. Um,
like
yeah,
they
I
don't use helmets, so maybe or they do the soft caps, like maybe you go to
yeah.
that. Like, I don't know.
I also think it's just to the point like football is a violent game. Like if you have people running as fast as they can into each other, like
Mhm.
there's
That's gonna
gonna
be yeah,
someone's gonna get the force from that.
for sure.
Whether you put your head down or not, like you're gonna feel it. Um, so I agree with you. I think it'd be interesting. I think that's the way football is moving, which is kind of sad because it's kind of cool seeing the guys suit up. They put on the shoulder pads, put on the jersey. Like it's kind of cool. But I think, yeah, safety wise, I think if you go to like those soft caps, just jersey, no pads, yeah, people are going to play a lot different.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Um,
Different, definitely, yeah.
so we'll see. I think Derrick Henry would become an MVP like crazy in that type of
Yeah,
league.
you
But
wouldn't be able to stop that guy.
this is just insane. So Call of Duty, they've gotten so many things wrong. Like we haven't touched this game, the last one, for
No,
like what 3 months.
it's been a while.
Yeah, we're waiting until MW3 to even touch Call of Duty. But they won't fix anything in the game as far as gameplay goes or anything like that. But what they will do is add this fucker into the game. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I mean, it's worth a shit ton.
What is this in Warzone?
I think so.
Or in like I don't even know.
DMZ or something. I
DMZ,
don't even
yeah.
know. This thing's $1 million. Like,
Yeah, what are we doing?
can I at least get a loadout? Like, what am I? I don't even know what the prices are anymore in Warzone, so I don't know if this is like a good value or if this is just shit. But
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, what are we doing? Like, no way people still play this game though.
Apparently, people are playing. They have a haunting
Psychotic.
event. And no shocker, they said it's shit. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
you don't say. You don't
We,
say.
we really didn't know how good we had it on the original haunting
I
event for
know.
Verdansk. That was beautiful.
You get jump scared by the cases.
Bro, just slide canceling around as Billy the puppet. Like, that was just a love. I loved it.
Yeah.
So much fun. Never to happen again. Here we go. We're getting to the bottom of this. Every time I go by that unblock me fee, it just it just triggers. I'm like, what are we?
Yeah.
Why are you spending $700? Like, what?
What are we doing?
It couldn't have been that good. I don't care what it is. I don't care what was involved. Like $700. Come on, man. Okay. This almost got the Bears O line in the honorable mentions for Stooge of the Week. I mean, this is a just, look where the circles are. The play will develop. I got you. I got you. I got you. Oh, you're not getting it either.
They're blocking each other. Jeez, man.
I saw a version of this where there's the where there's the Looney Tunes outro playing.
It's
I
horrible.
mean, come on, man.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? I, this is the stuff that like I
That's why
understand
they're 1 and
people.
5.
I understand people are shitting on Justin Fields, but like, what do you want him to do with this?
O linemen are blocking each other.
Yeah, like Bears, figure it out.
Literally.
We already kind of talked about it. The Jets traded Mecole Hardman
Yeah,
back
we'll
to the
see.
Chiefs. Big deal for that.
Yeah.
This is innovative. Now, I don't think you and I have ever had to deal with this because we do not qualify as short kings.
No, we do not.
I don't know though if when
Thankfully.
we were short kings when we were younger we would go to this level, but we never had to do that when we were older, so maybe we would have. I mean, this is just
ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way this boy is standing on a stool talking to this woman.
so like the one question I have is like, how do you talk sexy while you're standing on a stool? Like
Yeah, and I think the best thing that you could do, obviously I'm not short, but I've seen people do
Mhm.
this, is like get it to where you're both seated.
Yeah. You even
You
the
got to
playing
even
field
it.
here.
Like you have to like,
Ask
because
her if she
most
wants to take a
people's
seat or something. Like,
torsos are gonna be like relatively similar,
Mhm.
Typically the legs that kind of set you over. Like you can even see from here, like their torsos are probably like about the same. Maybe,
Proportional.
yeah, they're normal. So like you got to get her seated, or say, hey, would you like to sit down on
Yeah.
my stool right here, and then she sits, and then you stand, and then we can kind of do it like that.
Yeah.
Not you standing like a dumbass on the stool, and then you're standing like awkward because you got to lean
Yeah,
into the
like
thing so you could balance. Like it's not good.
like the toe, like we're not even flat on this thing. We're kind of like
Either
sideways with
either
the
you
feet.
either you sit or you do it funnier and you stand on top so you're like 7'6" and you just like are looking down on, and you got to do it the funny way. I feel like this is the worst way you could have gone about it.
I feel like this is beyond like being a stooge. This is just a big dumb dipshit. Like
Yeah.
this is, I mean, like I said, we've never had to deal with this. We've never had this height issue, but I don't think this would be the way I would go about it. I think I would do it the same way you're doing. Like, hey, would you like to take a seat? Like, hey, are you sitting down? Like, try to bring it to a seated area, and then you can work your magic. But
Mhm.
I just don't know
Yeah.
what you can tell her that is sexy enough that like she doesn't realize like, oh
Probably
yeah, you're
nothing.
standing, and like it's not just that you're standing on there, but like your feet are touching. So like
Yeah.
there's got to be some sort of like ick out of that or something. It's just
Yeah, something.
yeah. I mean, hey, I hope it worked out for him. I hope he did secure this girl. I don't think so. I have
Probably not.
I wouldn't be a betting man on it. I'd probably bet on the under for that. Not because he's short, even though that was a pretty decent short joke.
I like that.
You like that a little
That's
little
good shit. That's good shit right
that's
there.
good shit. What's even worse is that I thought I had to explain it. That's sad. Okay. This is a little sus, but Dashy got a clip on this Reddit page, streamers cheating. He
Nice.
does some things that are just absolutely sus, but I know he's COD legend, so like, hey. What am I gonna do about it? But I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you just there's any audio to worry about, right?
What do you say?
I don't think I have to worry about it.
No, you'd be good.
I do. I mean, bloody hell.
Got him.
I thought it was funny because he's just reading the red dot.
Yeah.
Like you can see the mini map. He's just reading. Okay, you were there. Yeah, you're spawning back here. Okay, we spawn over there. So that means
He's not
you're
doing
spawning Hull.
anything.
Like
Like
it's
he
not
just
anything.
the sus thing. Like yeah, knowing where people are.
I
That
love
one's
how it
not
said.
the snaps. Sure. Like if I was someone that didn't know any better,
Yeah, the
you see
snaps
a guy
are a
snapping like
little.
that, you're like, dang, this guy's cracked. And knowing where
You
people
find out who
are,
he
like that's
is.
not that crazy. Like you see the people on the red dots and shit, but like
I think it'd be more sus if he was on like a burner account, but the fact that he's on his Dashy season account, like like okay,
yeah.
I mean it's Dashy.
It's always funny though when people and I saw another clip where he got accused of cheating in CS2.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like they just any game they just think he's cheating. That's
He's
why
just good,
he's a
bro.
professional Call of Duty player,
He
people.
just
So
snaps. Okay, he's better than you. It's okay.
whenever you think a guy like this goes for our listeners out there, if you think a guy is cheating, just check his name and see he might be a pro. Like he might be playing against a professional before you say this guy's cheating. Okay, so or run it by us. We know most of the people. We know who's cheating and who isn't most of the time.
We've played against many cheaters.
Yeah, we've played against cheaters and we played against pros. Like it's the guys who aren't pros that put up the same numbers that the pros do, where we're like, okay, that guy's probably cheating because we've also played against professionals, so we know the difference. Like the pro's supposed to do that. You random human, probably not. So
yeah,
more than likely you're probably cheating.
Or you're a level 1 account and you're putting up pro numbers. Probably
Yeah,
cheating.
that's never a good sign too.
This was just kind of a feel good because everyone was saying that we, screwed over the Lions taking their quarterback and didn't give them anything. Jared Goff's doing great for him. Jared
Yeah.
Goff's #1. Then you got Matt Stafford #2. Like we didn't fleece you. Gave you a
Yeah, it's
quarterback.
looking good.
It's good for both sides.
Yeah.
We wanted a Super Bowl. Went all in for it. Got a glorious banner, which I was so glad to see earlier this year. So all the people saying that we fleeced the Lions, fuck off. Maybe we did. Okay. That's the game's a game. I didn't understand though when people would tell me that why I was supposed to care. Like I fleeced the team. Like great.
Yeah.
I'm glad our GM's doing his thing. Like
Facts.
it's not my fault they didn't know a deal. Okay. I mean, this is hilarious. I love my coach, man. So there was a worry that Sean McVay was going to miss this Sunday's game against the Steelers because his wife is pregnant and they're expecting her to be due like any day. Sean McVay put that rumor down really quick. Said, I'm not missing a game. My son knows better than to come during a game. Hey, coach, I love that shit. Like, I love that. This guy's a dog.
Yeah.
And I hope
I think
LA
even if
never
he did,
gets
they
rid
would have won without him.
100%. I'm
fine.
okay with Raheem Morris running the squad. Like
It would have been
he's
fine.
going to be a head coach at some point. He's going to lead my defense, and I'm going to be upset. It's okay. It's part of life. All right, we're getting near the end here. Yeah, I'd love to get people submitting to us when they think they're playing against a cheater, and we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Like, hey, yeah, you're getting fleeced.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it'll probably just be a clip of me shitting on him.
Pretty much. Who can ever forget this era?
Oh, man. This was a struggle. I never really had this a lot.
I only got it when I switched over to PC, like the first month, and it was, oh boy.
I never really got it. I get it in spurts sometimes, but never like. I think I got it one time fully, and I had to oh shit, well, game's over for me.
I had a glitch like this in the last COD. Whenever I would go into the gun range, I would shoot, and like you can even see it on my stream, and it would leave like a bullet just stuck on the screen. So like even when I did ADS, like I just couldn't see past the bullet.
Yeah.
I just get checked. I'm like, okay, well, just not meant to be. So hopefully this next game just bring me back to MW2 of my youth, and I'm happy. I don't care what else is in it. X Defiant really kicked itself out of our lives really quickly.
I know.
Unfortunate. I had high hopes.
You might never play it.
Probably not.
It might never come out. which is unfortunate.
It really is. Okay, that's pretty good. So somebody tweeted out as you're supposed to, why is there a fucking tomato on the train? Tomato on a train. Fuck off. I paid for a ticket.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Asked and answered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What else?
Appreciate the insight.
Yeah,
I
if
really
you paid
do.
for a ticket, like, yeah, maybe I should mind my own business. I should let you do yours.
No facts.
I think it was more intriguing to me that there was a Twitter account called Tomato on a Train. Like, does he just do this every day and like waits for some guy to tweet him and then I got you, fucker? All right. This was just a new level of just what the hell's going on here. It's exactly what you think it is.
Okay. All right. We got a Zenyatta.
A Zenyatta. Nobody moves this thing, so we just smash it.
Okay. Yeah.
I
We're not
watched it a
making very
couple of
difficult.
times, trying to see like here. Are there
The
any
candy comes out of
Zins?
it.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if there were any Zins on the
Oh.
ground, but I don't see.
I don't think they were. I think it was just candy. Oh no. Is that?
That's what I was wondering.
That might be a
Is
thing.
this a
Maybe
little
there's
I think
Zins
that
mixed
is.
with Zins mixed with candy.
It's not a bad mix. Yeah, maybe like right over there too. But I just that's Stoogery at its finest.
That sure is.
That's pretty good. Yesterday, I asked my 12-year-old son what other kids at school think about him having two dads. His response: they don't care, but they don't like how I'm immune to yo mama jokes. That's a tough one if you're in school.
Yeah.
You can't get someone with yo mama jokes. This guy said, "Not on my watch. Your mama's so ugly, your dad had to get a husband." Gotcha.
That ain't right.
He said, "You thought you were
So
free."
you thought you could escape? Now here comes one.
That's like one off the top ropes, dude. That's like a 50-year-old dude that just saw this and was like, "Oh, you think you're a mute? That's cute." Oh man. Those last ones were like where your phone was probably buzzing that I was adding to the queue.
Yeah, you were going rogue.
This is hilarious. Okay, you won't believe it. Victoria's Secret is reportedly done with prioritizing wokeness over sexiness after sales drop.
Yeah, what do you know?
They're saying, if it ain't broke, we're not going to fix it. We're coming back. We're bringing sexy back, essentially, is what they're saying. I don't know who the marketer was that decided to tell them, hey, maybe we should just pivot to like, showcasing Victoria's Secret. Like,
Maybe let's just show the beautiful women,
Yeah.
like normal.
nothing.
If it was never broke, right?
No.
Why are we trying to fix things that weren't broken to begin with?
And I don't
That's all
really
I'll say.
understand how like an underwear company is woke. Like, what does it say woke like on the waistband or something?
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, what does that mean? What does woke mean?
I don't know. Because there's also the idea for wokeness that it was free the nipple. So then if you buy Victoria's Secret, then you're not free the nipple. So then are you really woke? See, this is why you don't get into these things. Okay. Yeah, this is a little tough. I think it would have resonated a little better in the summer. So I apologize for that. But this is like a worst nightmare. Like when we went to the water park.
Hey, you got stuck?
Oh yeah. I mean, what the hell is this though? Like, why do we? Why is there just?
What in the world is going on? Like, first of all, I was like, okay, he went down, and then how'd he turn around and go back the other way? Like, that's not even. You guys going against the flow of gravity.
But what are we doing here? Like,
yeah, we just got a guy out here in the middle of the jungle.
I don't understand. Like, this is a normal spot people get stuck. Like, oh yeah, you get stuck all the time. Just
Yeah,
get out.
sometimes it doesn't work out. Just pop back out, and we'll send you back up to the top.
I don't know. That one would freak me out if I'm in there. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tough deal. especially because Raging Waters doesn't have any, open spot. Like if you're stuck, you're stuck. This is perfect. I mean, we all love watching people just, try to rush onto the field and just get their shit rocked. And so nothing better. Just
Damn.
that's how you hit somebody.
Was this in Philly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we could use them on the field Sunday night.
What are you thinking? You thinking like subbing at defensive tackle, play right end?
I think he could play one of the linebacker. Yeah, one of the linebacker spots.
Let's just see how good
For
a
sure.
form tackling this is here. So he gets down there, gets in range, breaks down a little bit, makes contact, drive, just shoot the
Oh.
arms, drive right through the ground.
Man.
Yeah, hey, Eagles might want to sign him.
Line him up.
I mean, this has gone too far. Okay, people. Plane passengers complain of chaos after someone defecated on the floor, forcing everyone to get off the plane and find
what are we
hotels for the
doing?
night. Can we stop shitting on the floor of planes? Like, is
Please?
this something? Why am I having to do a public
It's an
service
epidemic
announcement?
or something?
Quit
doing it.
I mean, they give you, some throw-up bags you could use. You could just say, I really need to use the bathroom. Like, I guarantee if you tell someone, like, hey, I need to use the bathroom in front of you or I'm going to shit on the floor, like, you're probably going to, use the bathroom first.
Yeah.
But this just has to, like, and then what are we doing with paper towels? Like, did it start here and we just started duck walking all the way through? Like, I don't
know. And I don't like it.
And for flight attendants, what do you like? Are you trained on that? Is this going to become part of like Delta training?
It's gonna have to be at this point.
Like in the event that someone defecates on the floor,
as often as it's been happening.
Stop doing it, okay, people? Stop it. Figure it out. Now you're gonna have to look at someone when you go on a flight. Like, are you gonna be the one that's gonna shit on the floor? Like, you got to tell me because I don't want to be here. People are crazy, man. And with all the paper towels, was it like a beer shit type thing? Like that's why we needed a bunch of towels going on there. I don't remember what that one is. So this is pretty interesting. A German couple wanted to throw the most American wedding possible, so they held it at a McDonald's in Michigan. Well,
all right.
Hey, doubled.
Love is love, man. Love is love.
Facts.
Wherever you love each other, I ain't got a problem with it. I ain't got a problem with it.
Something special. People. I mean, Dillion Danis versus Ben Askren boxing match. Who says no? I say no.
I don't even want to. It's next.
Yeah.
Dillion Danis should go nowhere near
a ring of any
boxing
sort.
ring, any ring. Yeah.
I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is some guy trying to rizz up a chick, but you start out with the onion and then, oh, sorry, that's my onion. Haha, like trying to abort a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It must have fell out of my big burlap sack of onions. That happens sometimes.
Okay.
Like, I don't know where we're going. And then you're beautiful, by the way. So
I like it.
I mean, it's unique.
She's never gotten that one before, that's for sure.
No, if she says I hear this all the time, yeah, bullshit. Okay, I'm calling bullshit. You.
Facts.
It's unique, but it's just a little too unique,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna get a limit put on me for Twitter at some point, but I haven't had it yet. Okay, this is bad. So I think this guy is doing some. He's a physical trainer or personal trainer that's teaching him, how to lift and stuff. I'm not really sure what's going on, but it says that. I mean, you just gotta.
Oh!
Are you fucking with me? You smoke weed?
Ooh, is she dead?
Well,
is there a hole in her face? Dang.
First of all, why do we not have any weight on this? Like?
It's got to be a machine. Like, it's got to be the thing behind him, maybe. Like it's a.
He's doing chest press, but it says
there's got to be a machine behind him.
Maybe, but the caption says halfway through his set, realizing his coach had told him to do skull crushers. Not, oh, I get it, skull crusher. Got it.
Because her skull gets crushed.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
I mean, can we just not be a
Very
dipshit?
nice.
First of all, maybe don't stand that close to the machine, though, like, how far the arms are going to go. But, I mean, if we're going to slingshot the fuck out of this thing, like he's holding it here, getting all the pressure, and then just...
Are you fucking with me? You smoke weed?
I feel like that's the equivalent of getting hit by a baseball bat.
Yeah, might be. Yeah, probably. Gonna say it might be worse. More concentrated area.
So, T's and P's, hopefully you're okay and you don't have brain damage, but you're just a big dumb dipshit and shouldn't be allowed back in the gym. I don't understand what's going on here. I don't get how, I mean, this guy cooked you the whole game, got the W on you, says, LOL, hold that L, but you're posting a picture of you standing over him. Like, I figure you're in this business to try to win games, not...
Yeah, DBs do thing. DBs and receivers have their own like little game. I feel like every week it's like, well, but you didn't lock me up, or shit, well, I locked you up, or like it's just like they don't even care what happens in the game.
That's just so stupid. Okay, well, bunch of I's, not we's. This is an interesting take though. Brian, I think it's Baldinger, believes that the Atlanta Falcons could win the Super Bowl if they plugged in Tom Brady as their starting quarterback. I don't know. It's an interesting. I mean, you got
probably not.
Got some weapons from the outside. You got Bijan. You got.
Are they not the exact same? Not the exact same, but they're pretty much just the Bucks again.
Yeah, they would be. And that Bucks team did win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but then they also lost.
True.
So like maybe are they that much better than what the Bucks team was? Great defense and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Like I don't know.
I think these guys are younger than that team was. So this would be.
I don't know if young help. I don't know if young helps.
It's true.
Like, Tom's gonna have to like
teach everybody how to
teach a bunch of young kids. Like that doesn't sound like fun. It's not like he's got like 3 years to really grow a group of guys. He needs to.
He's got one
pull up. Yeah, pull up and win. Like it would make more sense for him on the like 49ers.
I could see that.
Like that would make more sense.
It's a good deal. This is just. I mean, I don't know what the hell he's doing.
What?
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Dang, dude. The pregame, just getting your dome ripped off. That ain't good.
What are you doing, Zachary Powell?
Okay.
A school in the United Kingdom has appointed an AI robot as principal. Well, there you have it.
Okay.
It's over.
Thanks. Yeah, that's his first of many steps.
Now the best
towards
clip I was talking
iRobot.
about.
Okay, let's see.
Wow.
Wow.
This is the other guy's cooking.
Get shit on, honestly.
I mean, it adds to the argument because
I don't know, or maybe that other guy just could have the worst
connection,
or just a bad gun.
True. Maybe. I thought it brought an interesting point up. Trying to move a little quicker here. The University of Michigan is under investigation for in-person scouting.
Oh, I saw this. This is actually. Who cares?
This is just called scouting. Like, if I can pick up your signals by going to your game, then that's just part of the game.
Yeah, right? I don't know what the difference
have a video
is
camera,
unless they went to practice, but like.
They said they sent them to games. So if it says practice, then it's a problem. But I thought this was stupid. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't get like. Yeah, where does like scouting end and
stealing signs?
Yeah, where does that begin? Like, even in baseball, I still don't get it. Like, if I can
pick up your signs.
Yeah, like they're like, oh, they're stealing signs, but like if I can see that, hey, when he puts the 2 and it's a fastball there, and if I can get that information to my guy, and why is that like not allowed? I've never quite understood that aspect.
No, I agree.
Again, I get that you can't go to like a practice, like an NFL practice. Like, I get all that, obviously, but I don't know.
No, I agree. I think it's stupid, and I think they were just searching for info, and that's what they got. Yeah, that's the dumbest thing ever. It's a game. If I can figure out your signals, then figure out better signals. This is just fucked up.
Damn. Hand
Well,
restoring cream.
uh,
Not quite.
get your money
Not
back. I mean,
quite.
you could ask for a refund. It does
I think
say
he had
hand
the
restoring.
like. You always didn't have a hand, or like you did like
I don't know.
hand restoring. Like at one point, did he have a hand and then he had an accident and then the hand got chopped off, or was he born with no hand? I don't know.
This looks like it's pretty clean. I think it was born without a hand.
That would be my guess.
Because usually, like if it's a surgery, like if you had your hand chopped off or something, like you would see like some stitches still.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
true,
know.
true.
I'm not a hand expert, you know. Okay, we're getting near the
That
bottom.
makes sense. That makes sense. I just saw a tweet, and it was you know the video? It's like John Cena. He's laying in the ring and he's like looking up, and like sad music plays in the background.
Mhm.
It was a reply from like the flag football is going to be in the Olympics, and it's like the starting corner for North Korea after giving up 6 touchdowns to Justin Jefferson. He will never see his family again. And it's just him just staring just up at the sky with sad music playing, knowing they're going to just execute him when he gets back to his country.
Yeah, they're gonna put you right to death. Boom.
The other tweet, the Chinese food vendor when Christian McCaffrey catches a 75-yard wheel route for his 4th touchdown of the game, and he's just standing there just like in awe.
I'm just gonna leave this Devin Witherspoon shit. Corners and DBs understand it's a team
They
game.
love it.
Just stop your shit. This is really funny. Okay, PETA's always trying to come out here making people feel bad for eating. So it says, next time you think of eating a chicken, remember that they had a family, just like you. Best reply I've seen. This is why I order a family bucket at KFC. No one is left behind.
There you go.
There you go. Nobody is
Problem
left
solved. I get the
behind.
whole clan. Okay, so don't get mad at me that I'm taking him away from his brothers and sisters. Okay,
They're all going down together.
they're all going down the hatch. Okay, they're going to be a family again in my stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're a
I thought
family in the
that was
bucket. They're a family in my like.
family in the pen,
Yeah,
family in the
like,
bucket,
we'll be
family in the
alright.
stomach. We're all together. I thought that was just hilarious. Like, what dumb dipshit decided to look at a PETA
No facts.
tweet and said, I got something for you, homeboy. Okay. Let's see. Okay, the creator of the Guinness Book of World Records newest hottest pepper
Ooh,
collapsed after eating one.
there you go. So
It's hotter than a ghost pepper.
winner.
Pepper dinner.
That sounds like a winner right there.
Hospital visit right there.
They
That'll
put you
probably be
to
the next wing flavor. So
why would he
don't
eat
eat
it, dude? You know what? Like
look at the look of this thing. It
you
looks like it'll kill you.
like you created this thing. So like, what are we doing?
Doesn't it? I mean, this thing just looks menacing. It looks old.
Yeah, it looks
Like it has an
ripe.
arm.
I know.
I'm good, or a stinger. Like I'm good.
Yeah, it might be a stinger. Yeah.
I'm good. I didn't do that. This is hilarious. Jeff Probst sounds fed up with how lame his Survivor 45 cast is. First of all, I didn't know the show was still going.
Yeah, they keep this thing rolling.
Second of all, I feel like after COVID, yeah, you're probably not going to get a good batch. You're going to get some people that are sitting on the couch too long, don't really give a shit about fitness. Nothing
Yeah,
about
my aunt has been asking me to like apply for Survivor for like the past like 2 years. She's
Yeah, I'll tell
like
you-
she like does casting and stuff
Yeah.
for like shows and like small like commercials. I'm like, I ain't trying to do it. She's like, you be good. I'm like, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I tell you what, if you apply for it, I'll do it.
Shit would be comedy.
To Survivor. Just try to RKO Jeff Probst the whole time. Fucking just slam him off the top rope.
I don't even know if it sounds like fun. Like if I'm in there, like I'm trying to win. That's the thing. Like I would get too.
Yeah, I'm not there for friends. I'm not there for the bullshit. Like I'll get enough food for myself to stay like sufficient and shit and like make my own fire. Like I know what to do. But I am not there to, carry people. Like,
I'm
I
just
ain't
gonna
doing
try and win
that.
every challenge I can, so I can just survive as long as find the hidden immunity.
Yeah.
Win challenges, and I'm gonna just make it to the long run.
Yeah.
Or hopefully.
Boom.
Pray.
If someone gets the immunity and I see it, like I'm probably gonna whoop your ass to get it. Like I'm sorry.
Just
It's
steal it from
just
them.
fucking
I'll actually kill somebody. Drown
yeah,
them.
drowning them in the middle of the ocean. Like, hey, this isn't a game, man. That's probably why they're not gonna have me on it. So it's fair.
Facts.
This was kind of crazy. Philly fans are something different. I gotta respect it, but Philly fans are buying tickets to Game 3. That was today. Tonight in Arizona with no intention of going to try and keep the stadium empty.
Yeah, did they actually like make that happen or?
I saw people. So the average ticket price for this game I think was like $15. So they were just dumping money to get tickets.
Well, like when I was
So
watching, it didn't seem like there wasn't people. Like I don't know, did it
yeah,
work?
I
Were
don't
they
know if they
successful?
did.
I don't think they were.
I don't think so. But it's. I mean, if you're dumping money just so your team can play in an empty stadium, you are an absolute freak, and I'm here
Yeah.
for it. So shout out to Philly.
Facts.
Netflix is just on their bullshit, so who cares? They're just raising their prices. Their
Yeah, trying to steal you,
original,
trying to scam.
I mean, their original horror movies that they're making are complete shit. They're just like, we don't know how to write a script, so we're just gonna throw a bunch of, shit at you and a bunch of special
Yeah.
effects and just hope for the best. So, this is pretty funny though. So anybody who's got animals, I love it when vets knock before they come into the room. Like, yes, my dog is naked, but she also arrived that way. Like, that is pretty comical now that I think about
Yeah.
it. Like you're talking to your dog and then they knock on the door and like for some reason you shut up because you're used to it when you're at a doctor visit. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, like, but like, why do they do that?
I don't know. I've actually never once been to the vet.
Really?
No, never.
It's quite
I
a
don't
depressing
go.
place.
Yeah, I've never had to go with the dog. It's always been everybody else. I don't plan on going ever.
No, usually the only time you go there is when you're saying goodbye to the dog, so you probably
Yeah.
don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But just the rooms in general are they're just
Just
like
boring and just like,
they just make you feel sad.
yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing to think about if you do go to the vet. These would be pretty cool. If Call of Duty and Spider-Man 2 did a little collab, I would rock these skins for sure. That was pretty
Yeah, they'll
dope.
just never do anything like this though, unfortunately.
This would probably be the most OP skin, but I would
Yeah,
be okay with
that
it.
would be crazy.
I
I
don't
don't
know
even know
what the
what you'd
hell
be
this
able
one
to
would be.
do.
This one, I think that's just Jason Momoa.
I don't know. Wait, who even was that?
I think it's Momoa. I don't know why that was there, but he made the cut. That'd be dope though if they had like a
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Marvel collection. This one's pretty good. So they're saying that this drunk guy's enjoying the rides at Oktoberfest. I think he's just too drunk to know what the fuck's going on.
How is he not throwing up?
Here. Or he's just pissing himself. Yeah, it looks like there's a little
Yeah,
bit
he
of
might be.
wetness.
But him not throwing up is impressive.
I think his body went into like a sleep mode and he's done. Screensaver's on. Then again, that air rushing through could
I know,
keep
it could
him
feel
from going
good.
up. Yeah. Hey, more
But
power to you, pal.
going in circles, like I don't know.
I don't know
I'd
either.
offset.
This is just like we don't need to be this of much of an drama queen when we go to the airport. Like shit's gonna happen. It's gonna be okay. But well, just don't do that if you're at the airport. You know what I mean?
What the fuck?
There's just no need.
What are we doing?
There's no need.
That's just what women do. That's just such a
Right.
woman thing, man.
Fact. She
Crazy.
freaked the fuck out.
Like chill out, man.
And USC, this is why we don't lose. Look at what you're doing to this man because you
I know
lost
you're.
to
I
the
know.
leprechauns, man.
I saw a picture of this. I didn't see the video.
Stealing Lucky Charms and shit. Like,
Come on, hurry up. Hurry up. So how does bet come up? Last week
Yeah, so we don't do bets in this facility. We made an agreement when it was outside the facility. So I called J.O., FaceTimed him, and he said, if SC wins, he has to be Thomas George. And I said, okay. And he said, if Notre Dame wins, I got to be I don't know what this is called. I don't know what they call this. Whatever this means.
doofus. That's what I call it.
Sure. So, yeah, we made an agreement outside the facility.
I respect honoring the agreement, though, but I mean,
Yeah.
come on, USC. Look at what you're doing to Amon-Ra, man. I mean, made him a goddamn leprechaun.
Yeah. I mean, that's not right. That ain't right.
This was an interesting idea.
Okay.
You got to build your team USA flag football starting 5. I mean, D-line, you got a lot of choices. descend
Yeah, I
miles
get
to
I
carry
get
it, like,
one pick.
I think that's
Oh,
what it's saying because you have to build a 5 is what
I get
they're
one guy for
going for.
D-line. I guess you get one rusher. So you
Mhm.
get one rusher, you get 3 DBs, and you have one like linebacker.
One rush.
Okay. I who would I want as my rusher? You want a DN. You want someone fast.
Yep.
You don't want a D tackle. Like I was gonna say Jalen Carter, but you don't want that. You want a guy who's fast. Because there's no blocking, so you don't need like
I think there's one guy blocking, so it's like a
yeah, but
one-on-one.
like
They'll win the one-on-one.
I'm almost thinking like yeah, Garrett maybe or like a TJ Watt,
Wide.
like one of those. I don't think I'd go D tackle. Linebacker, I'm probably just throwing Fred Warner in there. Just
Yeah.
letting him rock out. He'll
Guy's
probably
a
be
missile.
just fine. And then my DBs, I need like
Sauce Gardner's got to be
Sauce
there.
is in. I want Sauce. I want
Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, maybe. And then I want like a guy who can just kind of do it all. Who's a do it all type of guy? Like you almost want like a Derwin James or like a
Could see that.
trying to think of like a do it all safety nickel. Just who is like who's just that guy?
Bates is pretty good. What he does.
Yeah, I know there's a guy like what team is or like a Buda Baker.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
that type of vibe. Who's just
Mhm.
fucking flying around everywhere. Like if this was like like I would have taken like a back in the day like a Earl Thomas. Like I'm looking for that type of guy who's just flying around, who's just everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could put like I don't know. So this isn't fair, right? Like who allowed this to be a sport in the like we can't lose. It's impossible for us to lose.
If we lose,
How could we lose?
oh
I'm
God
being
help us.
serious. Like
I don't know. I think
the
okay,
only
the
thing that
handicap.
maybe we like the Olympics is typically when training camp is going on.
But they said the NFL is supporting players playing in the Olympics for it.
Then it's GG. Like who's going to beat us? China?
So I think the only handicap that we should have to have, and it's because I'm a hater, Dak Prescott has to be the quarterback. If we can win a champ,
Dak Prescott will throw for 800 touchdowns against
I don't know.
Lithuania.
He'll find a way to troll.
Nah,
Guy
not that
finds ways
much.
to troll.
Not that much. Not if he's throwing to Jefferson and all these guys. Like it went like I'm trying to actually think of a way where how could we make it the most fair? Like college kids have to play.
That's what I was thinking. But then,
Or
okay,
high
let's even
school
go.
kids. We could probably throw a freaking high school team together.
Yeah, 7-on-7. Like
Get just
God
grab all
level.
the 5-star kids and let them play, and I bet you they probably win gold.
I
Because
was
no
thinking
other
college
country even like
crazy.
plays.
Canada
Right?
would have the
Like,
best shot.
Canada definitely would have the best shot, and then I know
Canada and Germany.
they play in Japan a little bit.
Mhm.
The UK they also play a little bit, but not a lot. But like Mexico, they've been playing a little more. But like, no way we're losing to
Mhm.
Mexico in fucking flag football.
We're not losing. No.
How could
No,
like
it's a free gold for the U.S. every year.
you our 3 receivers? It's I just throw Jefferson, Chase, Tyreek. Go.
Yeah.
Go have fun. Literally, just go have fun.
And if one of them possibly, can't make it, then I mean, you should go down the line. Okay, let's see.
You could do anyone. Okay,
Waddle,
yeah.
you're up.
Hey, second team. CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp. You're the second team.
Yep.
Like, that's the
Get out there,
second team.
boys.
Have
Yeah.
fun out there.
All right,
You
second
know.
stream quarterback. Okay, we're gonna go Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Get in
Jalen
there,
Hurts,
son.
you're in. Mahomes, you're in now.
Yeah,
Caleb Williams, you're in.
dude.
Like what? It's not even fair.
I
I bet you. Yeah, it wouldn't even. They'd have to find a handicap. Like the Olympic Committee just like pretty much gave us a free gold medal.
Yep.
And I like it. It's gonna be sweet. Like, how's it gonna work? Are we gonna score? If we even give up points, I'll be shocked.
If we give a point, I might count it as a loss. We're just too good. Like, come on, you gotta have a shutout here. But hey, maybe I don't know. Maybe they'll make some rules that are something. I just don't see anybody beating us.
No. And if we lose, then they should never allow
Never
to.
play football again.
Yeah.
This is some good insight from Frank. It says letting the Bears know how to fix their franchise. I think he's talking to the Grizzlies. But you tell me here.
I'd be talking to
You
both.
just need to modernize. Get a new stadium, new owner. And by the way, John Morant, what are you gonna do about him?
I think the first thing was Bears,
You just need to
like modernize Soldier Field, and then the second thing was like, okay,
get
it's
a new
also
stadium,
Grizzlies.
new owner. And by the way, John Morant.
If that's actually a
What are you gonna
Grizzly,
do
is it a
about
Grizzly Bear? I don't even.
It's a Grizzly.
Okay, yeah.
But bro, Frank is the only guy that comes to the the equation.
Fact.
Oh my god. This is just the dumbest of the dumb. This thief pretended to be a mannequin to get locked in the mall for an all-night crime spree, according to the police.
Hell yeah.
I think what happened here was this guy watched Home Alone 2 and Home Alone 1 before.
He thought he was slick.
Yeah, he's like, well, Marvin and Harry just stayed in the toy store. Yeah, but guess what, dipshit? They didn't just stand next to the display. Like, you don't
Yeah.
even look like a mannequin. Like, what?
You're
Man,
wearing just a random hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like an idiot.
you're
Don't
holding
do this.
some bag from somewhere. Like,
Don't do this, people.
please don't. Or if you do, tweet it to us so we can laugh at you about it. Because I will laugh at you. Come on, Twitter. Almost at the end. Bear with us, folks. We're almost there. Stay with it. Okay, this one's pretty interesting. I figured we could kind of make a little prediction here because this is an interesting setup. Let me zoom in on it so we can see it a little. Oh, that doesn't do shit. Okay, well. Yeah, that's just disappointing. Some good teams in this throwback tournament for Cold War being hosted by Zuma. I think it's this weekend, actually.
Yeah, I think it's the 21st, so Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, Team 1, we got Celium, Simp, Hydra, Skies. Team 2, Draza, Illy, Decimate, and Prolute. Team 3, Dashy, Scrappy, Kleenex, Tej. Team 4, Abizi, Shotzi, Priesta, and Arcides. Team 5, Temp, Gwyn. I don't even know who Gwyn is. Neptune and Fellow. Team 6, Octane, Gunless, Classic, and Pristini. Yeah, I've seen that squad before in Cold War.
Yeah.
Team 7, Snoopy, Joe Deceives, Cammy, and Diamond Con. Didn't know Snoopy Arcade's coming back. Good for him.
Facts.
Team 8, Neum, Symbols. Oh my god, that's the team that
Is this the Grinders?
that's the team that that
Grinders
Zuma
going.
coaches. We shit on them in rank.
Wait, is
play.
it? No way.
Yes. This is I mean, Symbols is from it.
No way.
Roscoe and Andrix, I think so, dude.
The Stallions?
I think it's the Stallions.
No, this isn't the Stallions. The Stallions had different names.
Symbols
Or
is
the Ponies. The Ponies.
Symbols is from the Ponies.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. We shit
No
on him in
way.
rank player last time we played against him. We played him in a
I thought-
hardpoint and just buried him.
Really? I thought these were like the Cold War grinders that they put into the tournament.
I'm-
Well, Team 1's going to win, so there you go.
Yeah, probably. I'm rooting for Team
Team
3.
1 win. Team
but
3,
it's gonna
any
be
team
Team
with
3
Dashy and
2-1.
Tej linking up, they
It's
got
gonna be
my
trolly.
vote.
It's gonna be
I'm
trolly.
all in on them, but Team 1 will win.
Yeah.
Probably in a like Cell Simp, Hydra Skies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they'll probably win.
I'm thinking you're right.
Yeah. A sleeper team is Team 7.
Yeah.
Who's on that team?
Snoopy, Joe Deceives, Cammy, and Diamond Con. Cammy was a god at Cold War.
That's what I'm saying. Cold War Cammy could lock in. I
Team 4
could
could be
definitely
a
see
sleeper,
that.
too.
Yeah.
Easy
I don't
Shotzi,
even know if I
pretty
could call
strong.
BZ Shotzi a sleeper team, honestly.
That sub-duo is
That's just
scary.
that's just a good team
Yeah.
at that point.
But yeah, Team 1 will take the whole thing, but hey.
Yeah, most likely. But you can never count out Illy.
Oh, the old Pope.
You can never count out the Pope.
This guy's a big dumb dipshit. Man fakes heart attack over 20 times at restaurants across Spain to get out a paying bill. Just pay your fucking bill. I mean,
Jeez.
20 times.
How does he keep getting away with it?
20 times.
So
At
do
the
you go to
20th,
20
you just
different
realize it.
restaurants?
I read the article. Well, I say I read it. I skimmed it. Yeah, he went to 20 different restaurants. Just kept doing the same thing. This chick, I'm not sure what we're doing here, but maybe just no.
Nice.
Just lean to the right. Okay.
Or just look forward and just ride your scooter back to your sorority house. Okay.
This is crazy.
Oh,
Jeez.
okay. You're gonna try to pick the whole fridge up. You don't want no help. You don't want somebody to get on the other side. You just gonna. Okay.
Ooh, that is hurting
Crackhead strength
my
is.
back.
Where is you at when I need help moving? Always find you a crackhead to help you move because they cheap and they do stuff like this. He gonna get on the.
Bro,
He
crackhead
getting on
strength
the
is
bike
real.
with the whole fridge on him.
Lumbar must be
Crackhead strength is real.
killing.
He riding the bike with the fridge. You know how hard it is to pump the homie on the handlebars, but not for him. He carrying the whole and it's full of food. Crackhead strength is real. What's going?
Hey, I respect that. I
He
mean,
can have the fridge. I don't even care if I
what does
bought
he
a
need the
brand new
fridge
one.
for if he's homeless though? Like,
Good question.
you
Good
know,
point,
like
actually.
what's this guy need a fridge for?
He's got it though. He's taking it. This one was pretty interesting. I didn't read the article, so don't ask. Welcome to Bill's Mafia. Shooter McGavin is accused of being shit-faced during Sunday Night Football thanks to this video of him wobbling around. Well, guess what? If you go to a football game and you're not driving home and you're not shit-faced, did you
Yeah.
really go to the football game? Like,
No, probably not.
Shooter McGavin, okay? Let the guy live.
Yeah, he's done his time. Just, let a guy drink at a game, okay? What's it
Shout
to
out.
you?
Yeah, facts. And then we got Dan Campbell. Nobody has ever been happier than Dan Campbell after making history and becoming the first coach to win the illustrious MVP from Nickelodeon. Like,
Okay, nice.
just a great thing, man. You
Yeah.
know, greatest honor.
We'll probably win Coach of the Year, honestly, at this rate, the real one.
I hope so. MCDC something different. Look
Dude,
what I got in my
it'll
pocket,
either
man.
be, as of right now, it's probably either him or McDaniel.
I mean, I vote MCDC. I'd be okay with either, but MCDC all the way. This in another edition of How Stupid Can People Be?
Tired of boiling water every time you have a spaghetti dinner?
Sure.
Boil a few gallons in the beginning of the week and refrigerate it for later. You're
It
welcome.
has to be a joke. There's no way that can't be a real person. Right?
I hope to God it isn't.
There's
but
no way. They got to be trolling. That's the only way. Or else
I
this is like.
thought so, but look at how
They have the bags labeled, so maybe it's just like an elaborate troll. I hope. If not, then, brother, we need to
need to hit you upside the head with it.
we need to fix a couple
shoe or
things.
I mean,
Ooh,
I don't
guys,
care how
what?
old you are. This is a
Oh,
problem.
this is classic. Yeah. Thanks, kid.
Kid, what did you think was gonna happen?
Thanks for nothing, kid.
Busted my.
Bam. Face full of dirt. Or a face full of tread, I should say.
Yeah, face full of dread. This one was even funnier. Alex Earl. I
think Earl. I had to guess.
Earl thought she contracted an STD from a mechanical bull. So this one intrigued me with the stupidity that I had to read the article. So I'll give them props for the headline. So as a stooge, I broke my rule and read the article. She thought that having basically a rug burn on her leg because she rode the bull with like shorts and it rubbed against her.
Sure.
Was the same thing as an STD.
No, not quite.
So, and it was actually pretty funny because the author said he felt the same way when he went raw on a chick. I was like, well, that is where we could get.
That's where that's where it could get tricky for sure.
The way he wrote it too, he's like, so we have that common ground. I'm like,
yeah.
do you?
I don't. The commonality there.
A little bit.
Okay.
But this just, I'm a little worried that this is just the way everyone thinks now, and I truly think that there are probably people on the internet that are like, no, I agree with her. Like she could have, and it's like, well,
yeah, you never know though. Could be a crazy mechanical bull.
Think he's getting after it?
I mean, you never know. Seen crazier things happen.
Or people are getting after it with him.
Hey. Mary had a child with God.
Okay,
So,
that's like, okay.
So if that can happen, you never know. Things can be transmitted in crazy ways. That's all I'll say about that.
Well,
It
I mean,
makes
you got
it
you
makes
got
you
me
think.
there.
Makes you think.
But I don't want it.
You
That
could
I'm
be a
a stooge.
virgin and have a child, then maybe you could get STD from riding a mechanical bull. You know, tomato. God works in mysterious ways, as
Or you
they
could
say.
just end up two-fingered on the ground and then.
Or that. Yeah, there's
What
a
do we
lot
do?
of.
Yep.
If we could draw a Venn diagram with those
Yeah.
three, we got a lot of commonalities in the middle, I'd say.
Yeah, you know what? You gave me something to think about there.
Yeah,
I
just
feel
something to go to sleep on.
Yeah. Well, I think we've given people enough stoogery
I think so.
for today. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning into this week's stoogery. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to check us out next week. See you later. Peace.
See you.